Madera on the beat.
See mommy Nkechi, a rapper don't tell she the new for grave where my uche de Papa Emeka. Don't blind from growing, Peking don't fall, now watch up I'm raw. Me self they shake my hand no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today now just we more. If we don't stop this night where we they share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know they.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, no let my blood turn to oil. Little Ada they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she knows I be this woe. I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
No, make we try yo. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze.
I see mommy Nkechi, a rapper don't tell she the new for grave where my uche de Papa Emeka. Don't blind from growing, Peking don't fall, now watch up I'm raw. Me self they shake my hand no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today now just we more. If we don't stop this night where we they share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know they.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, no let my blood turn to oil. Little Ada they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she knows I be this woe. I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
No, make we try yo. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
Oh, make we try yo.
Back up joins with a trembling. Oh, hey. If we no join now, our children go so.
This is my wicked word. This is my confusion word. Listen to Palibran. I will be telling you a story about one lady girl. Polly they go to work. Polly they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. The river they go. The river they go. Opposite Udi, but the rocky hand the side. Along Gusukudu Road, I see people run, I see people run, Then I ask the driver waiting they happen. Driver waiting they happen. Driver tell the party boy, see no day for talk. See no day for talk. It better you take your eye and see. Then I call the driver. Driver waiting. Driver waiting. This is not wicked word. This is not confusion word. Listen to Palibran. I'm really telling you a story about one lady girl. Polly they go to work. Polly they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Driver they go. Driver they go. Opposite Udi. By the right hand side. Along the school road. I see people run. I see people run. Then I ask the driver waiting they happen. Driver waiting they happen.
We have vanquished all. Language of heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chukwu okike abịa mapụrụ m ihe niile, Chineke na onye ndị nsọ na-efe wee na-akpụ isi ala nye onye anyị na-agọzi aha nsọ ya mgbe niile, onye anyị na-aja mma wee na-eto anyị enweghị iche ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị anaghị efe arụsị, ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana onweghị onye kere ya. Ọ bụ ya mere ndị Igbo ji wee na-etu gị ebighị ebi. Ndị nsọ na-agba oche eze gị okirikiri ha na-akpụ isi ala nye gị, ọbụladị ndị okenye oru 2 na 4 bụ ndị na-atụ mkpọ ọla edo na ala, ha niile si na ịdị nsọ Chineke nna nke igwe. N'ụtụtụ a, ehihie, abalị, n'ụwa niile bụ ebe ụmụ gị gbasasịrị ka ụkpaka nna nke ebere dị ngọzi ka anyị na-akpọkọta ha eze ebube n'ime eluigwe wee na-arịọ gị mma gị na ebere gị, amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ ka iru gị wee chaa n'ebe anyị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị eze ebube dị ngọzi ka igwe tinye ọgbaghara n'etiti ndị iro, ka ha rabụ ndị kụziri ka ha wee megide anyị, onye nwe m na Chineke nna dị nsọ, ka aka nsị ndị dị etu a wee baa ha ọnụ, ije obodo ekwensu bụ zuu wee laa ya n'iyi. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị, onye na-adịgide ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi, biko nụ ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ọsọ ọsọ nna nke ebere na ụmụ gị atakwala n'ahụhụ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ka iwe na anyị ezi echiche na amamihe, mmekọrịta nwanne na nwanne, ịdị n'otu ọganiru, ịhụnanya nke pụrụ iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna, ka iwe etinye ụmụ gị ezi mmụọ nke eziokwu ma wezuga anyị aka ajọ ihe n'ime ndụ anyị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi. Ka ọ ga-abụ na ikpeta mazị na Biafra ga-abịa, anyị ga-aja gị mma wee too gị wee gọzie aha nsọ gị, kpee isi ala nye gị, bulie aha nsọ gị elu site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi ka a na-arịọ gị. Ise ise ise. This very morning, all of you, I believe that those who are watching know who we are and why we do what we do. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet Earth, the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Television, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, Chukwu Kikabia Mapurumi Henine, servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We are live and we are direct this very morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are. And we start this very day by making it abundantly clear that the greatest enemy of a black man is the way that we reason. If not that the way we reason is very, very abhorrent, there is no need or reason why we should be suffering and complaining every blessed day without the courage to do something about it. Living memory, the Southern governors met in Ahaba. The real name is Ahaba, A-H-A-B-A, not Asaba. They met in Ahaba under the auspices of governors of Southern Nigeria. This is the first time I don't know if they have ever met before. If they have met, please try and enlighten me. I'm not sure they have ever met before. And why did they meet? Because of the raging agitation in Biafra land and also in Oduduwa land. That was why they met. For people, there are some people that will be saying, oh, what? I'm sure that nobody is even talking about what have they achieved, what have they done. But I just want to remind you, should anybody ask you tomorrow morning what you have contributed towards the advancement of the betterment of the lives of the people on the ground, you say to them, courtesy of what I have been doing, the Southern governors have now met for the very first time. And I don't know if some of you read the article in Guardian earlier today. Guardian is even carried it. Do you know that there was a particular governor from so-called South that did not want to come? Do you know that Fulani Janjaweed gave one particular governor, Bob, the listening device, to enter into the meeting with? And I'm sure that people have guessed right. You know who that very individual is. Darling Mrs. Anyway, but love is good. We'll get to that later on. He's in love. You know when you're in love with somebody, there's nothing you not do for that person. You know how love moves people. He is so in love with his new partner, his new spouse, the new husband, that they gave him listening device, a bug. Tambuwal gave him a bug, a listening device to smuggle into the meeting. So that the Fulani Janjaweed will be somewhere in Kaduna, in Abuja, and in Sokoto listening to the meeting. Because of love. And who can blame him? Hey, love and wanting to, love is very deep. Mrs. Tambuwal wanted to smuggle a listening device. Go, if you doubt me, go and read the article. It's in the Guardian newspaper today about this very meeting. They will tell you. But let me go. When people do something that is right, I commend them. If you do something that is wrong, we shred you, we condemn you, we bury you alive, if need be. Of course, with facts and figures. They met today, they deliberated amongst many issues that were tabled before them, or issues of concern that they felt they needed to address. And I'll read it for you very briefly. They affirmed that the peoples of southern Nigeria remain committed. For the very first time, they're using the word the peoples of southern Nigeria, which means that all the nonsense being done by Tinubu and his cohorts is in vain. For the very first time, there has been affirmation that the South is actually one. Since 1914, this is the very first time that they are stating publicly in a communique that the South is one by the elected leaders, so to speak. For the purposes of our program this night, we may even call them leaders. Because they did well. I must tell you the truth. Now, let us proceed. And before you, who brought them together in the first place? One is our agitation. Second is the unity and union, the bond between the East and the West. Between Biafra agitators and those agitating for Duduwa. They have tried everything to break us. They could not break us. They had no alternative than to come together. Do you see what consistency does? This is the benefit of consistency. Once you're consistent in life, good things will come to you. And I also commend our Duduwa brothers this very day for their resilience and their consistency. That is why, for the first time in a meeting, in a place, you have governors from the East, you have governors from the West, Igbo governors, Yoruba governors, of course, together, saying something that makes sense for the first time in that I can even remember. The North, the Janjaweed will meet in Arawa House. They will take decision affecting the whole of the zoo, affecting everybody. And they ram it down your throat. You have to accept it. And where they found this courage, I have no idea. Maybe they are emulating what we are doing. They now understand that we have no fear before our enemies. They now understand that we are scrupulously clean, whiter than white and whiter than snow. They now have developed, or should I say, come to appreciate the essence of courage and determination. So for coming together, of course, I commend them. I do commend them because they have done very, very well. During this very meeting, they affirmed that peoples of southern Nigeria remain committed to the unity of Nigeria. Well, of course, that's expected if you consider that they get their monthly allocation. Everyone wants to go to Asarok. So they will say they want unity of Nigeria. But they want unity of Nigeria on the basis of justice, fairness, equity, and oneness, and peaceful coexistence between and among these peoples, with a focus on the attainment of shared goals for economic development and prosperity. English, it has no meaning. The latter part of what they have written here has no meaning because they've been saying this rubbish for very many years. Now, the second point on the communique states, observe that the incursion of armed herders, criminals and bandits into the southern part of the country has presented a severe security challenge such that citizens are not able to live their normal lives, including pursuing various productive activities, leading to a threat to food supply and general security. Basically, they are warning Fulani, Janjaweed, terrorist headsmen, short for Mietiala. They have now come out to say that they are concerned about the activities of Mietiala. Consequently, the meeting resolve that open grazing of cattle be banned across southern Nigeria. In other words, if you see any cattle in any farm from tonight, anywhere in southern part of the zoo called Nigeria, you kill it. You are enforcing the law made, or should I say directive executive order made by those that you claim you voted for to look after your affairs. They noted that development and population growth has put pressure on available land and increased the prospects of conflict between migrating herders and local populations in the south. Given this scenario, it has become imperative to enforce the ban on open grazing in the south, including cattle movement to the south by foot. Nobody should bring cattle into the south. In other words, Ruga is dead. Cattle highway is dead. Cattle path and cattle routes, they are all dead. From what they deliberated and came to conclusion to this very day in Ahaba. They concluded that anywhere you see Miet Yala with their cattle on foot inside your farm or anywhere, of course, in the East, you call Eastern Security Network, and we treat them the way we have been treating them. Why are they saying this? Because we took the bulls by the horn. We don't mess about all this nonsense. Well, they are doing all that rubbish. I'm not taking the rubbish. If we find you in the bush, you are bushmeat. You are gone. Both you and your cattle, you are finished. So now that gave them some liver to come out to say that we are now banning cattle movement. Number 4, we recommend that the federal government should support willing states to develop alternative and modern livestock management systems. And I wonder, why are you taking permission from the federal government? Was it not Osun State or whichever state in the West, in Yoruba land, imported 250 pregnant cows from the USA? That one didn't, once they told the cow, you are now in Nigeria, the cow broke away from the crate. I wanted to run back to the USA. A governor was able to do it without permission. But these ones, of course, they have to bow to their Fulani masters. They are taking permission from the Fulani, their Fulani Janjaweed, as if to say that cattle herding, or should I say animal husbandry or dairy products is the exclusive preserve of Miet Yala. That is why you're going to the government to go and look for excuse to start your own cattle ranch in your states. Because you have agreed that nobody should enter into the cattle farming or rearing business unless you are a Fulani, unless you are Miet Yala. Arrant nonsense. Pure bunkum. That is where I fault some of the things that they have said today. This one doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't sit. Why do you have to ask the state, the Abuja, to allow you to have cattle farms, or should I say rare cattle, where you come from? You don't need permission from anybody. It is food for feeding of the people, so you don't need permission from anyone. Now, listen, they said they have agreed to progress we have agreed that the progress of the nation requires that urgent and bold steps be taken to restructure the Nigerian Federation, leading to the evolution of state police, review of revenue allocation formula in favor of sub-national governments, and creation of other institutions which legitimately advance our commitment to and practice of true federalism. Once again, they're begging for restructuring. That's what they're asking for, but along state lines, because they are governors, because they know that if they ask for restructuring along the lines of region, vis-a-vis the Constitution of 1960 and 1963, somehow most of them will be out of a job. Do you see how parochial? Do you see how selfish these people are? What concerns them is their office for them to protect it. That is why they are arguing for restructuring along state lines where you will not answer your name. Where somebody can say, oh, I'm from Rivers State, that has no meaning. I'm from Delta State, that has no meaning. I'm from a state that is named after a river, no longer the people. Because they know that if we ethnicize the identity of people in the zoo, our eyes, or the eyes of everybody, will open at the same time. They don't want to ethnicize it. What they want to do is to go with these same artificial boundaries, the same thing that the white man did. That is what they want to recreate. They want the entrenchment of the state system in the zoo in order for them to remain relevant and valid in office. And we are against that completely and totally. Now, these southern governors are recommending that in view of widespread agitations among our various peoples, here we come, we have now come into the play. Oduduwa and Biafra agitators, we are now in the game. They are now talking about us. Let us hear what they had to say. we recommend that in view of the widespread agitations, of course, by IPOB and Oduduwa agitators, among other various peoples, for greater inclusiveness in existing governance arrangements, the federal government should convoke a national dialogue as a matter of urgency. So we are now moving very close to that referendum we talked about, isn't it? Because after or once you pick up a gun, it will always end on a round table. Not the table with four corners, no. The rectangular ones, no. Always on a round table. And they now understand it very clearly. They are now calling for national dialogue. If they have the clout, if they have the presence of mind or conviction to push these things through, for their counterparts and their husbands in the north to agree to, is another matter altogether. But at least they have said it. And they must also be commended for it. They also recommended that in deference to the sensitivities of our various peoples, there is need to review appointments into federal, like federal character, that Fulani should not dominate everything. This is a very diplomatic way of saying that Fulani should not take over every sensitive security position in the zoo. It must also go to other ethnic groups as well. Now, this is the one that I love very, very much. We have resolved to foster cooperation among the southern states and the nation at large. For the very first time, they are saying that the Igbo and Yoruba will work together. Izon is there, Ijo is there, Ibibio is there, Efik is there. For the first time since 1914. Some of you may be shocked. This is the only time since Lugard, that wretched Lugard, came into the zoo to turn us into wild beasts and animals. I'm telling you, this is the first time that southern protectorate you've been hearing about, this is the first time that their so-called leaders are meeting since 1914. Over 100 years ago. Over 100 years ago, this is the first time they're meeting. Imagine if they had been meeting all these years as their northern counterparts were doing. Do you know why they met in Ahaba? They met for the simple reason that the divide and rule tactics of the north is no longer working. They can no longer divide us. And where I should give credit, I won't hesitate to give credit. There's a group called Nzuko Mona, the ones that started this handshake across for us, because of course the boundary is not in Niger, it's in Igodomigodo. They started all this movement to try to unite the South. Nzuko Mona, they are called. They have been fighting for very many years. And I also give them credit because this is as a result of what they have been fighting for over the years. What Biafra and Oduduwa agitators did was to give impetus to this very thinking. That is why we are where we are today.
Somebody is saying, Simon, don't give up. You people don't even. The reason why I'm doing this exposition is, is just for those who because of the, you don't blame them. They don't have the opportunity to research, and they don't have the opportunity. They didn't go to school or something like that. So that is why it is very important that I did this. Okay. Less for those all those idiots. I don't care, because they are not speaking for Biafra people. Okay. We are convinced and we are well pleased with 99.9% of Biafra people back home. So who are social media? Who are the people shouting Obi on social media? They are ghosts. We don't regard them. The people that matters to us are those back home, because these are the people we are fighting for. And so far, so good. We are pleased with them because they have adhered to the the things we are putting on ground. They have adhered to our advices. They have adhered to our orders. They have adhered to how we are, agitating for this our freedom. That is exactly we are happy. And so I don't care. And I don't think anybody should care about the people shouting Obi and Obi and Obi. So the reason why I'm doing this is that for those who may be ignorantly, and because they don't have the opportunity to get themselves educated, at least to know why we are taking certain decisions that may be very hard, and why that particular decision we are taking and may be hard on you is the price and the sacrifice you will make for Biafra to come next year. So we have been able to prove to the world that we control the entire, not just considerable part of Biafra, sovereign part of Biafra. No, we have been able to prove to the world that we control the entire Biafra. And by so doing, the government of Biafra in exile, the legitimacy is being given to them by the people of Biafra themselves. Do you get the point now? So, do you want me to take you on a journey to another government in exile? Because there are many. And whenever you see that a country has government in exile, you know that they, activated, you know that the freedom is close. So you must plan towards this particular, this particular direction. Now, if we go to another country, for example, let us take Latvia. This country will have, they had to do with the Soviet Union and all that. Well, let us go to Latvia. Latvia, for example. Where do you see Latvia? Now, the Latvian diplomatic service in exile. You see, this one has diplomatic service in exile, was the only government body of the Republic of Latvia which continued its activities during the Nazi and the occupation of Latvia during 1940 to 1991. That is why, all these things now that we are, all these things were, when we are, well, like those who will say they have onwe kesemia, when they will say onwe kesemia, we are going to ask them, can you tell us anywhere in the world that thing onwe kesemia have actually worked? Huh? Because when they come, I say, onwe kesemia. So can somebody ask them, where have this onwe kesemia ever worked anywhere in the world? Nowhere. We told them that Nigeria need to be disintegrated according to the ethnic or tribal line. They say, no. You are good when you have diversity. They say your diversity is your strength. We ask them, tell me one country in the world where the diversity has made them to be better than Dubai. We ask you, tell me one country in the world that their diversity made them to be more powerful than America. They say America is also a diversity. I said no. America do not have dangerous diversity. And I continue to prove the point. They say, no. America have white, America have black. I say, that is not diversity. Diversity is not color. Okay? Diversity is not color. When you want to talk about diversity, you talk about the religion. You talk about law. They say, yes, but America have Muslims everywhere. I say, but still, it is not diversity. The person will tell me,
Welcome, fellow Biafra'S, lovers of freedom across the world. I welcome you to this amazing program today, wherever you're watching from. Thank you so much for joining us on today's program. Please like and share on your platform, share to family and friends, share to everyone that is close to you. Invite someone to join us so that we can be able to pass this message and let the whole world hear us and hear us clear. My fellow Biafra'S that are watching, wherever you are watching from, remember in this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We don't come here to preach hate. We do not come here to attack individual or persons. We don't come here to attack any religion or race. What we do is to present the case of Biafra before the whole world. In our platform, we give opportunity for everyone to air their opinion, regardless your orientation, regardless what you believe, regardless where you are laying your tent, regardless who you support or who you don't support. We are not concerned about that. All we want to do is to make sure that the truth of the situation in the Zoological Republic called Nigeria and in Biafra more especially is out there for everyone to see. That is why we are here. We are here to encourage the Biafran people. We are here to bring the plight of the Biafran before the whole world. We don't get ourselves involved in blackmail and propaganda or saga. That is not our purpose of being here. And we are focused on our target. And by the special grace of Chukwu Abiyama, we shall overcome. So I welcome everyone who has connected, wherever you are connected from. Please like and share the program on your platform. Share to family and friends, share to those that are close to you, so that they can be able to help and get this very message across. We know the challenges we are facing on social media, that the social media network is not our friend. But regardless the attack they come with, we will continue to do what we have to do to be able to overcome them, run the race, and win it. So my fellow Biafra'S, I welcome you all once again on this very episode of the program. Today we are going to discuss on a very important issue, and we are going to do that as quick as we can. We will not be wasting more time. No matter what happens, we will keep on going. Even if it is one or two people that are with us today, they will help and pass this message, and the rest people can watch it later. So please pay attention and join us as we begin this very message today. Most importantly, feel free to join us on the program. The only thing that qualifies you to join us on this very broadcast is for you to be a human being. You must not be a Biafran to come up here and make your opinion. You must not agree with everything we say for you to be part of us. Even if you have a superior argument, bring it on. Those arguments is going to make us to get better. It will make us to reason better, and will make us to be able to make corrections where necessary. That is why we always encourage people to come on with their arguments. You don't just be silent there and gossip or be on the comment section and attack people. The link is there. Even if you are watching us on TikTok and you want to make a contribution, you send a request, I will bring you in and you will make your contribution. The whole world will hear you. Those who are watching in Facebook and those who are watching in YouTube will hear you. And we will respond where necessary and educate ourselves. Nobody is the master of knowledge. Our main objective of coming here is to learn from each other, make corrections where necessary, and move on. So I appreciate everyone who has connected to this program. To all my Igbo Biafra'S. I appreciate every one of you, and other Biafra'S in other dialects. Feel free, as I always encourage, to greet in your own dialect. Biafra is a very beautiful nation with a very beautiful diversity. So speak your own dialect. Greet us with your own dialect. We are encouraged that. And again, if you want to make a contribution, it is not mandatory you must speak in English. You can use any Biafran language to communicate to us. The most important thing we want is that the message should get to those who need to hear it. I appreciate everyone once again that have come. And today, we have taken another dimension, another topic. And remember, each time when I come on a program, everything I say here is for us to digest it. I'm not going to force word into you or force you to believe anything. What we do is to dissect information. Then the choice remains yours to decide what you want for yourself or what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, you'll be held responsible for any action or direction you choose to follow. You'll be held responsible. Nobody's going to say because you listened to Chook Survivor, that is why you did this, and for that you can escape your punishment. Never. Likewise, myself, I'm not going to say because I listened to somebody and that is why I escaped my punishment. Never. In this journey of Biafra, we have gotten to a stage where each and every one of us as Biafrans know the consequence of what we are doing, and we know where we are going. If you are still in doubt, you don't know where you are going, you don't know the consequence of what you are doing, it means you are not supposed to be here. You are not supposed to be here. You are not supposed to be here at all. So, my fellow Biafrans, I welcome every one of you that had the courage to continue to stand and hear the truth and nothing but the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes it is bitter. Sometimes it's not going to go your own way. But have patience and listen to it. All you need to do is listen to it. You must not do it. Listen to it. When you get back, you digest it. I believe there is still that conscience in you that will continue to repeat the message in your ear. And until you find it comfortable for you to apply it, then you apply it. So that is why we are here. Every one of you that is watching, the Biafra we are seeking for today is taking a different dimension. The people who claim to be seeking for freedom today are going in a dimension that is very, very unpredictable and cannot be understood. So that is why we hit back on certain issues and certain topics so that people can be called back to attentions and not to follow sheepishly. It is because most Christians are following sheepishly today. That is why we have seen a lot of destruction. That is why you will see somebody who is seeking for the fruit of womb. We go to a pastor and the pastor will tell you that he will sleep with you and you will agree. You will go and meet a pastor to pray for you. A pastor who claims to be a Christian living a Christ-like life will now push you into sin to commit a sin that you have known from your mother's womb that this thing is a sin, is a crime. Yet you will go into it because you have decided to follow sheepishly without questioning information, even when you know they are false. Are you going to say, oh, because a native doctor or a pastor or an imam told me this and I did that because you'll not be held accountable? You must be joking. You'll be held accountable for every single thing you say or do. That is why we must watch our words, watch our actions. Mind the people you listen to. Always listen to your inner mind. That inner voice in you, the conscience that you have given every single one of us. We know that some people have murdered their own conscience. If you have succeeded in destroying yours, good luck. I'm not here to repair your conscience or be able to give you a new one. That is the work that belongs to Chukwu Gabiama himself. And I'm not going to take myself to that direction. So, my fellow Biafrans, on today's message, you have seen the topic that I have chosen there, and the topic says, the hidden truth about Biafra future. The hidden truth about Biafra future. Unity or self-destruction? It's a question. The hidden truth about Biafra future. Unity or self-destruction? It's the time for us to make choice. This is a very hard truth that people will not like to talk about because they want to sound politically correct. Even in this very journey of Biafra, people are already creating political correctness to be able to assimilate people, to be able to make people agreeable to them. And it is funny When I see people acting that way, it looks funny to me. I remember where we are coming from and where we want to go. But people are going on different. That is why when I hear people talk about structure, I wonder what they regard to as structure. There's a video of Master Simon that I played yesterday, and I'm going to play it again. I don't know whether it's in this stream, where he explained how he managed to get to where we got to. The procedures we have to follow for us to be free. He explained it in ABC. So today, when I see people do what they do, I begin to wonder, are they really seeking for this very Biafra of our dreams? Today's program, the title says, The Hidden Truth About Biafra Future, Unity or Self-Destruction. It's a question to every one of us as Biafrans. Do you want unity or you want self-destruction? Are you seeking for unity or self-destruction? Which one are you taking? Where are you laying your tent? It is so painful that today, some people don't even want to hear anything that has to do with that. When you mention it, people get agitated. They get trouble. When you talk about unity, people get angry. And I begin to wonder, what do people really want? And first of all, let us look into the meaning of the word unity. Because these days, words have different meaning for different people. People interpret words in their own way, more especially people from Africa and Nigeria, to be precise. Even in Biafra land with Biafrans, people have different meaning for words. But we're going to use those meanings that we know are approved by the people who owns that language we are borrowing. So when we talk about unity, unity comprises of so many things, so many ways, and they are all one thing. When you're talking about unity, we are talking about oneness. Unity simply means the quality and state of not being multiple, being one. That is one of the meanings. The quality or state of not being multiple, just being one. Oneness. Oneness. Unity also can be said to be a definite amount taken as one, or for which one is made to stand in calculation. Identity elements, for those who can take it to another level. In unity also, you can also refer to it as being in accord, a condition of harmony. Being in harmony, being in accord. You can call it accord, unity. But when you use this word, people get angry. I don't know why. In the present day restoration of Biafra, some people don't even want to hear it. When you mention it, people get angry. When you mention, if you see the way people disregard, once you put it, even when you are discussing it, just as we are discussing now, you're going to see some people will interpret it in a different form and they get angry unnecessarily. And you begin to wonder, what have you said wrong? Unity also means continuity without deviation or change, as in purpose or action. Continuity without deviation or change, as in purpose or action. I am describing unity for you, in case some of us have forgotten. Unity can also be referred to as unification. Unification. The quality and state of being made one. When you want to make things one, being made one. Being made one. Unification. I don't know why unification becomes a problem. in these days' pursuit of our freedom. A combination or ordering of parts in a literal or artistic production that constitute a whole or promote an individual total effect. All these explanations, if you don't understand one, you will understand the other. That is why I'm bringing it on different places for you to understand the resulting singleness of effect or symmetry, consistency of style and character. Oneness. Oneness. Another meaning says a totality of related parts. A totality of related parts. An entity that is a complex or systematic whole. If you don't get it from one, you can get it from the other. We are talking about unity here. Unity. In any way you throw unity and push it aside, it is all something that we need to embrace. Oneness, accord, unification, identity. Why is it that we're not walking towards this direction? Do you now see how important it is? That I don't miss speaking about it almost in all my programs. But today we dive into it fully. Is it unity that you want? Oneness, accord, unification, or you want self-destruction? That is the question. Do you want unity or you want self-destruction? It is a question that every single one of us will answer, old and young, rich and poor, the led and the leaders, government and the military. Wherever you are, ask yourself, do you want unity or you want self-destruction? In case some of us will pretend not to know what self-destruction is, I'm still going to help out on that very aspect of self-destruction and just give a simple explanation on self-destruction. Self-destructive behavior are those that are bound to harm you physically or mentally. Those things that they are doing that are bound to harm you physically and mentally. It may be unintentional, or it may be that you know exactly what you are doing, but the urge is too strong to control. It may be due to alien life experience. It can also be related to a mental health condition, such as depression or anxiety. Self-destruction. It is a behavior of those that are bound to harm themselves physically and mentally. Self-destruction. You harm yourself, you destroy yourself physically, you destroy yourself mentally. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally, we do that. Ask yourself today, do you want unity or you want to harm yourself? You want to destroy yourself physically and mentally? As Biafra'S, is that what we want? Is that what we want? It is high time we begin to answer these questions if we must get out of what is before us today. Some of us do not know. You know, sometimes when I come and talk about issues here, some people will say I'm overblowing it, I am exaggerating it. Okay, no problem. If that is what you feel, good luck. If that is what you feel, good luck. But my fellow Biafrans, today is not just another conversation. It is a moment of truth. Our nation stands as a dangerous crossroad. Our nation, Biafra, stands at a dangerous crossroad. Some of you are not seeing what is happening. I don't know whether if you pay attention to what is happening in Nigeria, the videos that are coming out in Biafra land today, I don't know whether if you are paying attention. Our nation, Biafra, stands at a dangerous crossroad, where the choice before us simply but deadly. We have to choose either unity or self-destruct. We have to choose either unity or extinction. We choose either unity or extinction. If you are not paying attention, pay attention to what is happening in Biafra land. Everything Mazen Nande cannot fought for, and everything Mazen Samaka fought for, is falling away before your own very eyes. I'm not talking about blabbing, coming to use your mouth to run your mouth and claim you have this, you have this, you own this, you own that. I'm talking about actions. Things we will see them, Mazen Nande and Mazen Simon achieve. We are seeing them falling away from our hands. We are seeing them. The government in the front line of campaign to turn around things against us. The video of Mazen Nandekano I played, you heard him speak and say the governors in all the southeastern region, all the southern region, came together for the very first time to have a meeting because of the agitation of the Biafran people. For the very first time, from an amalgamation till date, it was only once, for the very first time, all the governors came together to have a meeting. All the governors of the South came to have a meeting for the very first time because of what we did. For the very first time, they came together. And they spoke in one voice to issue an ultimatum and a demand on the issue of grazing and Fulanis. It never happened before. They have never stood on the same platform to agree on one particular thing from amalgamation to date. But we achieved that through the unity found in us as Biafrans during that time. The same thing happened at the time of Mazen Simon Ekpa. For the very first time, every Biafran agitating group came together to unite, to work under one umbrella, to bridge Biafra and make it a reality. It only happened once because we were united and speaking in one voice. But what are you seeing today? And it happened because on the ground, every single Biafra on the ground have only one mission. I'm not talking about the 1% politicians we have. The ordinary people who owns the land, the main owners of the land, they were all ready to have their freedom. And they spoke in one voice. Today, are you seeing the same thing? Before your own very eyes, the government of the day is turning the table, and you're not concerned, you're not worried. The government of the day is turning the table. Some of you are still happy with the rhetorics. You are still happy and shouting and jumping with the rhetorics. And you're not paying attention to the actual things happening on the ground, which you and I see on video, we see on audio, we hear. The project of Nigeria, the project of the politicians that they are carrying out, even as we speak, you are not concerned. We can no longer afford division, excuses, selfishness if Biafra must live. We must stand as one, with one voice and one purpose. Very important. my fellow Biafrans, I am calling with my own little voice. Every Biafran listening to rise above fear. Rise above fear. We are not known to be coward. Rise above hatred. Why so much hatred among each other? Why is so much hatred? Why? Rise above betrayal. Why so much betrayal? Why so much betrayal? Because only unity do we find our strength. It is only in unity, no place else can we find our strength. From the videos I've played, you've seen, during the time of Mazen Nandekan, it was through unity we found our strength. And the governors has no other choice. Not only the Southeast, in the southern region, they had no choice. Because Mazen Nandekan did not stop with Biafra. He went and gathered the Oduduwa people and he met them, unified the Oduduwa with the Biafra, and they were working assiduously then. And the governors, the politician has no choice than to begin to unite themselves because of the unity we found in ourselves, and we made great impact. The same thing in the time of Master Simon Ekpa. He entered into unification. Every Biafran agitating groups that are serious and genuine began to unify together. And that gave birth to the confidence we have to march on to the extent of declaring Biafra, doing a referendum and getting its results. We must rise above betrayal. It is only in unity do we find strength. No else, you can't find it anywhere else. Nothing else is going to make you strong except unity. And only unity can we secure the future of Biafra. It is only in unity we can secure the future of Biafra. If you like, take it. If you like, don't take it. If you like, continue to deceive yourself. If you like, it's up to you. As I always say, I give my message. It's left for you to take it or leave it. But as long as it enters your ear, sleep over it, digest it. Whatever your mind tells you, go ahead. For every decision we take, there will be a consequence. My call is a survival call for all of us. My call is a survival call for all of us. If you are ready to answer, start the change from yourself. Start the change for yourself. A lot has happened, and a lot is going to happen. If you are not paying attention and you are not listening, if you are not listening or seeing what is happening, I am sorry for you. I am sorry for you. Continue to deceive yourself. My own duty is to come here and make my noise. After making noise, I close my video and go. But my joy is that Chukwu Okike will bear me witness that when it was happening, I spoke. Even after we are all gone, when the whole thing is settled, people will still scroll across our videos to see how we made impact. Whether we were busy castigating, gossiping, analyzing unnecessary issues, why we left the main thing. You see people spend a whole day analyzing one person or the other, their fellow Biafran. But the government of the day in Nigeria, the politicians are busy changing the narratives. They are busy on the ground, working on the masses, that 50 million people. They are working on them today as we speak. It's a contract that is ongoing today. We have seen people employed into it and they are doing it without looking back. But you are not concerned. You are not worried. It doesn't bother you. Your interest is on saga. Your interest is on saga. On building personality, building strong men and strong women everywhere. And when it turns around to bite you, you begin to cry. Well done. Today, the hidden truth about Biafra's future. Do you want unity or self-destruction? It is a question, and every one of us will answer for him or herself. You're welcome, my beloved brother Christian. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you for that wonderful support that you've given us always. You've been doing that wonderful support all the time. May Chukwu Kabiama continue to strengthen you and empower you more and more. Thank you so much, my beloved brother. You're welcome. Go ahead and speak to us, my brother, if you are free.
Yeah, morning, bro. Choose.
Welcome, my brother.
Yeah, long time more. Yeah, it's nice to. Yeah, it's nice to see you again, bro. I know you've as usual. You've been pushing on same way, and we are grateful for that. You know, we are really grateful. So, yeah, and yeah. So obviously, I've been somewhat busy and not really been able to come in, but sometimes I listen to the program at my spare time and stuff like that. So uh, I change it. My position, the job position changes sometimes. So it is what it is. But anytime that is possible for me, I try and come in and contribute my quota. You know. So yeah, you are emphasizing on this unity. I think is very, very pertinent that we continue to dwell on it, to emphasize on unity, because given what we are going through, the position we are at, and the way, I think unity, that coming together is key. It is key because you know, for me, I've also, like I always said, you know, I listen to everybody and everything, you know, so I'm able to make stuff out of it. I listen to every side. I'm not one of those who will be told, don't listen to the, no, I don't do that. So, but yeah, so, you know, because for me, the end game, the objective is wanting and wanting alone, and that is Biafra actualization. Not for me, nothing comes in between. However it comes, anyhow it comes, that is it, because I know the consequence, yeah, of not being able to actualize this freedom for ourselves and for our generation unborn. I know the consequences. I just know that. And my hope and prayer is that every Biafran, at least more enough Biafran should know what it portends, the consequence of not being free from Nigeria. If enough Biafrans understands the consequence, then I think we are good to go then. But unfortunately, some don't. So that is why we have this problem here and there, problem of unity. Because when we talk about this unity, it's not necessarily about you becoming my cup of tea. I don't necessarily have to be your cup of tea. Okay?
Exactly.
But we must keep our eye on the ball. We must not deviate from the set goal, the agenda. Nothing should be able to come in between that. I may not like Nnamdi Kanu, I may not like Samanekpa, I may not like Dr. Ngozi, I may not like you, bruh, choose. But there is something that we have in common that will affect me and you and our generation to come that is bigger than every one of us. Therefore, that has to be the thing that keep us going. That's just all. We don't necessarily have to go out drinking or party, whatever. No, but that, and you see, that is the mindset of most of the region in the country, like the three major regions, because primarily or from inception, we have three major ethnic group, right? The Igbo, the Yoruba, and the Hausas. So you discover that that is also the what has led to the situation we are today. Because for the Northerners, the Hausas, whom by the way, the Fulanis, they infiltrated and they did what they did. So they took over, right? And they have their big goal, their big agenda, which is to slowly but surely, however it takes, no matter what, how long it takes, to conquer the entire country and make sure that they are able to incorporate their Fulanis from the various Sahel region into the country. For them, that is their big agenda, and nothing comes in between that too, right? So they it's not as if they don't have disdain or it's not as if they love it. No. They have their, just like they are normal human beings. They have misunderstanding, they have hatred and lies among themselves. But their goal, that agenda has kept them going, and that is why you don't see them come out and surrender their people to others. No, they will always defend their people. As much as they disagree with one here and there, but that agenda is one thing that drives them. And same goes for the Yorubas. From the beginning, from day one, that is what has kept the Yorubas going. From their whole, even before they have always have. And I was watching a program. I saw this program that Van presented. There's this lady. She probably is back home, right? But she's very smart, very, very, articulated. So she make reference to this self-preservation issue, right? So as for us as Ndibo, I think we are more like everything that is good, but the one thing we don't seem to pay attention to is this idea of self-preservation. People can go and play, they develop it, they incorporate the people, they do so well, and but they forget the fact that there are people who, no matter how well you treat them, no matter how much you do, they are looking to take you out, to eliminate you, to just swallow you up. That will always be there. So those who have that mindset of self-preservation, they will always, be watchful. Whenever they feel like, it's coming, they begin to nick it right from they begin to do something immediately. When you see like what the Yorubas are doing, while proclaiming or professing one Nigeria, but you see how they are trying to do things which they consider like, should I say encroachment, or something that will like threaten their own future heritage, survival, and all whatnot. That's why what you see when there is their assumption that the Igbos are going to take over, but in actuality, the Igbos are just trying to develop, to build, to make everybody get better, which is a good thing, but they are seeing it differently. That's why they are changing names of these. They are trying to stop you from being able to vote in their elections or local elections or federal or whatever. So they are doing these things to curtail you. But from the beginning, they just don't seem to. I don't know why they look at the world as like black and white, like shallow, and is it naivety? I don't know, because like from the Nnamdi and the rest of them, it has always been like that for the most part. But thank goodness we then have a few ones who also sees the light from the beginning. They saw it and they worked so hard on it. Otherwise, we would have all been gone. And I tell you that if we don't do so, that's why I always say that the issue of Biafra is something that we will never compromise on it, because there's just no alternative to it. No. And I'm saying this from the angle of what I know, what I've seen, I've taken time to picture the whole scenario. We just cannot compromise on it. We just cannot. So obviously, it's if we don't get ourselves free from this evil entanglement called Nigeria, I can very accurately predict that at most the next 50 years from now, if we don't get out, 50 years from now, my brother, the Igbo nation, right? The Igbo culture as we know it will be gone. 50 years at most. It could be far less, but at most 50 years. Why do I say that? Because I know what the plans are, both nationally and internationally. That's what the plans are. So those who make haste while the sun shines, those who wake up to reality, they will survive it.
That's right.
They will survive it. And those who doesn't, they won't survive it. You know, because the main, should I say, the people who are at the forefront is the Fulani from Futajelon. You know, they've invested so much time, resources, energy has been put into it, you know, to settle all the Fulanis in Nigeria, and with time, you know, be able to come in and did to us, to every other person too, what they did to the Fulani, to the Hausas already. And in extension to what they did to Yorubas and Kwaras too, you know, where today they are the one calling the shot over there. They can just, you know, so it's no secret that this is what they are. So the only way you can survive this impending destruction is to no any other way but to get away. And even when they come out and say, sometimes, because the way they play their games, it's a combination of so many things. Sometimes they can come out and say, we are ready to go our separate way if it's not working, blah, blah, blah. But deep down, they know that they've invested so much into taking over the entire Nigerian space. So they will do everything to make sure Nigerian stays together for their own taking. That is what it's all about. And that is the crop of every problem you see in the country today. You know, the other day I had also this brother Okechukwu. I think you discussed it yesterday in the you know. So I listened to it, and the thing is that for us as Biafran, I want to make this point very clear. It doesn't matter what happened between the Yorubas and the Northern Fulanis, whatever. We have to stay true to our own goal, our objective. We have to stay focused. We can't afford to deviate or to stop in the hope or with the hope that this might happen. That we just have to keep doing what we are doing, and whatever happens with them or among them or in Nigeria happens, but we must stay focused and keep pushing forward. Because why do I say that? Is that you don't know. It just might be that when the chips are down, that when all is said and done, at the last minute, these same people, the Southwest, the Yorubas, and these Northerners, as usual, as they have done severally in the past, they could find a common ground. They could have they could meet at equilibrium, and they could well decide that, okay, look, it's just a matter of another 4 years. So let's just chill and let him continue. That is Yorubas, because it's Yoruba government. Trust me, there's no two ways about it. It's Yoruba government. Let them continue, and after 4 years, that will be 2031. Then we will take over and we will begin to revise things we can revise back. And the ones we cannot revise, we just keep pushing with our own agenda. So it might come to that. And this same Yoruba, as you are seeing today, saying this and saying that, as usual, can reach this agreement. They can reach this point of the usual connivance, conspiracy with the North. I'm not saying it out of hate. It's thing that has happened again and again and again in the past. So they can reach that point where they will just continue. And after the 8 years of Tinubu, these guys they take over and they just continue. Therefore, that's why I'm saying that we cannot base our action. Because I listened to that Okechukwu when he was analyzing like a prophet, you know. But you are not, even if you're a prophet, you know. So he is even him himself. I listened to him. This is not the first time he has projected or predicted things that are like it's going to happen here and there. Like he's trying to, he's using his own mind to attempt to predict how things going to work out. But it doesn't always happen like that because different people have different avenues to achieving their goal. So my own point is that we must, of course, while we watch things that happen, you know, but we must stay focused to our goal and continue to push. That is very important that we continue to push because they can turn around among themselves and conspired to do what they do normally. They've been in it. So nobody can come and tell me that you are just making an assumption. No, they've done it in the past, uncountable number of times. I saw a clip. I didn't listen to it from this same FFK guy. You know FFK, right? So yeah, he was talking about. He said, I saw the headline where he said why Igbo cannot be president in Nigeria, but I didn't listen to it, so I cannot really talk much about it. But I figured that because there's this disagreement between them and the North, now he might begin to pander. Because this is what they do. They tend to pander to different people at different times. That is how the game is played. So if you are stupid enough, you fall for it. You know, that same FFK, some years back, we had what he said, how the Yorubas and the North has come together and nobody was going to ever come in between them to, you know what I mean? So now, because they're having this political disagreement here and there, he might want to pander to the Igbos. So it's only the Igbos that have not been able to I don't know why. Sometimes it gives me cause for serious concern. You know, these guys don't mean well. If you continue to fall for it, I feel sorry for you. So I'm sure that FFK must be saying something along that line. But again, they might, at the end of it, they find a way to figure their stuffs out and forge ahead, you know. So that is for now, bro. Let me just leave it at that for now. But yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you for your wonderful, wonderful contribution. Thank you so much for that. I just took a glance at the message that one of our member in this very platform wrote now. He said, our brother S.O., I don't know whether, I think it should be a Mazi or Mwada. I think it's Mazi, S.O. In the message, he said, we give too much credit to other tribes while condemning our own because of one or two saboteurs. I disagree with the fact that Igbos aren't self-preservative. Igbos are the most self-preservative. So, my brother S.O., I don't know from which angle you are coming from. See,
I disagree with him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why sometimes I say when we bring out a topic here and discuss, when you listen with an open mind. When it comes to the love of Igbos, loving themselves, I cannot tell you that Igbos don't love themselves. They love themselves. There is no other place can compare for that. But when we talk about self-preservation, preserving our culture, preserving our projects, just like the Hausas and Fulanis have, they have a project, they have a mandate. Yeah. And that mandate, can you imagine all the way from Ottoman and Fodio? They are following that mandate. Look at the Yorubas. The Yorubas have a mandate. Yeah. And the mandate of the Yorubas today, which this Okechukwu talked about. Yeah. Somebody told him many years ago when he was in Nollywood. Today they are carrying out that project.
Can
Exactly.
you please tell me one project that we the Igbos have?
Okay.
One project we have, we are protecting as a people. In terms of individual love for ourselves, we love ourselves individually. We spread that love even to foreigners, even to strangers more. We do that. Nobody can take that away from us. But when it comes to self-preservation, we are talking about projects that belongs to us as Igbos. What our own mission, our culture, whom we are. The only people that are not preservative on that aspect is when we talk about self-preservation, it's deeper. It's deeper than just love. It's better than just love, supporting yourself and love. It is deeper than that. So my brother,
That brother, the brother that wrote that thing.
The area we are coming from. It's not that we are saying that Igbos don't love themselves.
No, yeah.
No, I can't be part of that, and I never support that in this platform. Never. None of us here can be able to support that and say Igbos don't love themselves. I'm not part of those who say that. I don't. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, the brother.
Make it so that.
The brother that wrote that thing is ignorant. Simple as that. You know, as persons be rich, that's so they talk. Because when we talk about self-preservation, it's a different thing altogether. It's not same as saying Igbos don't love themselves. Igbo love themselves. What are you talking about? Igbo love themselves. I've traveled vastly, and anywhere I go, even within Africa and outside Africa, things changes, right? So, but that is different from self-preservation, because the mere fact, listen now to this, the mere fact that when you see Northerners, they are working so hard, even when they don't even have seed, they are trying to dig a natural seed. You know, these are things that, but you have our Igbo politicians, even though I don't agree that they are our elite or politician, because I know how they come about. I know that they are imposed, or they were imposed on us by the Nigerian system. But even at then, probably they are Igbos. Okay, we ask yourself, the fact that we don't have a functioning seaport in the entire southeast, south, or a functioning international airport that you can take off from London, New York, wherever, and land in your territory, in your Biafra land, that tells you everything you know about, everything you need to know about self-preservation, because it simply means that you are not looking at the future. You are rather building on shallow ground where if anything happens today, where do you start from? And if people are leaving your place, your people, they are building, developing outside, right? Because they want to be closer to where you have these facilities. The nearness to seaport and international airport, that drives people to leave their place, and they go and develop in other people's place. That simply means that you don't have that sense of self-preservation, because if not, you as a politician, you will come together and say, this cannot happen. We just cannot. There are the three major tribes, the three, right? So you don't have it in one major one, which is Biafra, Igbo. They don't have it. So we will now stand on it and say, you must give us the license to have a functioning seaport for our people and the international airport for all our people. If somebody chooses to travel or migrate wherever, it's fine. It doesn't stop anything, but you must have this. So the method that they don't do that, it simply means that they don't have that sense of self-preservation. There's sometimes, so people need to begin to think deeply to understand where these things are. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is why sometimes I like people making contributions, even on the comment section. When I see your comments, somehow we read it out. We are all here to learn. We we disagree to agree. And after we go into issues here, on your own, you look at it through again and again. And you begin to find out that either you are on the right side or you have to adjust from that stand where you are and take another position. Because the brother have also responded again. He called the Biafra agitation one of the self-preservation that we are engaging in. He said the Biafra agitation is self-preservation. That is why he said the truth we must accept is that the media always portray as bad, making us look like we aren't self-preservative. One core self-preservative drive of the Igbos is the push for Biafra. You see, when we are talking about this issue, there was a comment Mazen Nandekano made in one of the programs I played here, when he told the government, the politicians, what the Biafrans requires.
Yeah.
We are talking about
politicians that represent Biafra in Biafra land.
That's peace
And
for
Mazi
us.
Nnamdi Kanu in that program say, do you know that when the United Nations and people that matters want to ask questions of the situation of the land, these are the people they meet. They go there to meet your governors, they meet your traditional rulers, they meet those people you think that they claim to be representing you. And none of them is going to present your case. None of them is going to fight for the things that you need as a people to succeed.
Exactly.
There is nobody that is pushing that project. Nobody. Nobody is pushing it. So when we are talking about this self-preservation, it involves every single person, whether a politician or non-politician, whether you agree with Biafra or don't agree with Biafra. And when you go, that is why this example is very clear. Look at the northern part of Nigeria. You see, no matter what the terrorists are doing to them, they seem to accept them.
Because they know what they are pushing. They know what they are doing.
Exactly. The same thing in the southwest. It is very difficult for you to see them. Look at, do you think they don't know that the Tinubu is not qualified and not capable to run the country?
Exactly.
But at the same time, every single one of them, including those who are in the agitation. Yeah,
they know what Tinubu is bringing to them.
What do you call him? When their leader for agitation, what is that his name?
Sunday Bo.
Sunday Bo. Came up. Did you see that? Including politicians and traditional leaders, they were going to the Republic in pilgrimage to go and bring him home.
Yeah, exactly.
These are the examples we are giving. These are the things that we are supposed to impact. You see, sometimes you borrow leave from your enemies. There are certain things you borrow from your enemies. Even those people you say they don't know anything. If there is something we must borrow from them, this is one of the things we must borrow from them.
Bianco, no. If you know the role she played towards this predicament of our PM, if I have time, I will elaborate. I will explain.
A northerner will not do that. Neither will you do that.
Yeah.
So these are what we are trying to bring to the people. That is why I like that very line of argument that we entered now. Not argument, just understanding we entered now. Because it has to do with this unity and self-destruction. Do we want unity or self-destruction? A very strong question that each and every one of us will begin to answer by ourselves, how we understand it, get a proper answer for yourself, and then you begin to know how to be able to get into this very journey that we're in, to succeed in it and make it what it should be. My brother Greg, sorry for keeping you that long. Go ahead and speak to us, bro Greg.
Yeah, Mazi, good afternoon again today. Good afternoon, Biafra. And my greetings go to our leaders, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa. Those people who are in the forefront fighting, refusing the evil bread of the enemy to save their family, to save their brothers and sisters. We thank God for their life, and we continue in our prayers every single day that God will fight the battle of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa and the Biafrans that are languishing in jail because of freedom. May the power that be in heaven remember them and set them free, that they will join us in this cause of freedom that we are fighting. We don't fight people because we hate them. We don't fight people because of any other thing, but for us to preserve ourselves as a people. And God, who created us as Biafrans, know why he made us in that way. And any hand, man or woman, that try to prevent us in any how not to be in that land with that name that God has given unto us will not stand. So heaven will remain with them, while the ones outside, that God will encourage them and open doors, that anywhere those who are genuinely fighting for this freedom, from Dr. Ngozi Araweze, the DPM, to all the cabinet and medias, that any door they knock, that God will assist them to open those doors. All this is what we are bringing to our Heavenly Father through His only begotten Son, Jesus, every day. We say amen.
Amen.
So, Master, thank you this morning or this afternoon again. You are listening to your topic, and togetherness, we stand. Every family that did not stand together will not be able to achieve or especially to win their enemies. So it is good that we come in a family and we stand as a family. And it does not matter that everybody will agree in a particular thing or in a particular issue or in a way to make it. But at least that togetherness. There is not one thing I found out in this land where I'm living. No matter what you will have with the indigenous of this country, especially where we normally have open or have confrontation with them in most of the time, is at work. Their brothers and sisters, they will see that their person, their brother or their sister is at fault. They will just keep quiet. No matter what. They will not speak. You will rant and fight and do this. They will not talk one word.
At all.
They will not speak. So, at a point, you are going to ask them, did you not see what your brother did? He would say, yeah. That is the end, though. So, that brings me to the unity we are talking about. Is some people, when you talk about unity, they think that when you talk about unity, that you must agree. That you must agree. That is not unity. Somebody can even agree with you, but is not in unity with you. So, because when you are talking about this self-preservation, people, they get it too far. I always use the word that Clinton said when he was in power. I will never forget that his word. He said we cannot love each other at a time, but we can work with each other and tolerate each other at a time. So that brings me to why we are so much backward in this our struggle and our fight for freedom. I cannot imagine myself that I am in the same field fighting with you, and maybe there is something I do not agree with you. Both of you are carrying the equipments, and because of maybe I agree with you, I did not agree with Brother Christian or my sister Ijoma. Because of that, you will bring me and make sure you unlife me or unlife that person. That is a sacrilege in Igbo land. If Igbo man, in the culture of Igbo people never use, even though you mistakenly kill your people, the land will hate, will reject you. They will not kill you, but they will send you out of that land. They will send you on exile. That is the culture of the Igbo people. Igbo never use blood against blood. If you kill, they will send you on exile. So I must understand where the culture of our people. Somebody is fighting with you. Somebody agree with Simon Ekpa, and he don't agree with DOS. You make sure you unlife him. Why not send him on exile? Tell him we don't want to see you in this land again until Biafra come. Instead of making sure you destroy him. So, that's your brother, that's your sister who you don't believe in what he is doing. Why must you come and condemn him more than the enemy condemns him? That is what we are fighting. Again, that is what is bringing us down today, every day. That is why we cannot make any achievement. I watched one clip yesterday night. Somebody was talking in some South Africa people in South Africa. One man, I don't know, maybe many people have seen it because I didn't know that thing was in my handy self. So I just go into my video this thing. I say, I didn't watch this thing. I didn't know who sent it to me. I opened it, I found out these South Africa people, when they were talking about Nigerian Igbos, that they are pursuing them every day, that they will destroy this Igbo man's property, and they will make sure that South Africa deport them, and they will make sure they deport them empty-handed. Who are the people who are causing it? Because when I will come out and say, my brother, choose, you're a terrorist, what did I expect a Yoruba man or a Benin man, or what do you call him, or a Fulani man to say? When your brother have called you a terrorist and knowing fully well that you are not, only just to destroy you. So when I tell them my brother is a terrorist, they would, anything, anywhere, any something happen, they will say it's his choose that did it. Because his brother have given them the license that he is the person committing all those crimes, even when it's not true. So that self-preservation you are talking about, our people don't have it. But they even love themselves 100%. But the individualism is what we are suffering. If I have target that this thing will give me millions, anything that any person is talking about, I will not listen. I will only focus on that millions that I will get. That is it. So, and they will not, those people, even though when that brother is making that mistake, they will not look and have patience for him for some time. Instead, they will start destroying him immediately, more than leaving the outsider. So, it's a terrible situation. But unity we are talking about does not mean that I must agree with you. It's just like, since we have been talking about all the evil that some fair back and forth in is doing, never in this very platform we cause any of them, or even to cause their family, or even to say let them die, or looking for where we'll take them, or the God we call that will descend upon them, that will make them to disappear, not to be on this earth again. This is an evil mindset that those people that is practicing it in Igbo land, especially in this fighting for freedom, must desist from it. You're calling your brother, your sister that he must die because both of you did not agree. If you see what will happen to him, you make sure that thing happens to him because both of you did not agree. So, we should learn and know what is the culture of the Igbo people. And I'm sending this message today, even to our armies. It is not in our culture, even though when we know that this brother or this sister is a betrayer. If you cannot work with him and you have 100% in his betrayer, send him in exile, but then waste his blood in Igbo land. It is not our culture. It is not our culture. We send those kind of people to exile. So that is the message. So self-preservation and unity does not mean that we must agree. That is one thing. We can be unity as a family, but we must not always agree in a particular thing. That is my take. Thank you, my brother, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother Greg. You have spoken well, and we appreciate you for your wonderful contribution. And I come back again to my brother SO. You know, I respond to SO because he's a very strong part of this very platform. He has always been coming on every program, and he doesn't just come to watch, he participates fully. So our brother SO has just said another one again. He said, now you also need to realize that so much pressure is against the Igbos because of our deep sense of self-preservation that led Ojukwu to declare Biafra. Igbo politicians are set up to fail in the zoo. My beloved brother SO, you see, that's why I like us to be discussing, because from the angle you are coming, you seem to misinterpret everything we are saying. Even though you're actually making a point, and those points you are making, it doesn't add up with this very thing we are saying. Okay, let's say this self-preservation we are talking about, the self in that self-preservation is not singular, it is plural. We're not talking about individual preservation. We are talking about a project of a people. That is what we are talking about. And bringing the issue of Dim Odebogo Ojukwu declaration of Biafra. This is something that an outsider say and will say no to it. The declaration of Biafra was not just that Ojukwu, it was not a project that Ojukwu had. It was not a project of the Igbo people, of the Biafran people from the beginning. It's not our project. It is born out of necessity. And at that time, that is the only solution for us to preserve ourselves. The self-preservation we are talking about is plural and is for people, a people that has a project. And I gave example of the Fulanis. Othman Danfodio gave them a charge for many decades ago, even before the amalgamation. Gave them a charge, and they are following it. We just had the one of Yorubas that Okechukwu talked about. Something was took many years ago, more than 10 years ago, and there are so many other ones. Awolowo also has his own project. Awolowo has a project of Yoruba that the Yorubas are still carrying on, which True is in the front line. These are projects of the people, and that project is what we're talking about. Self-preservation in that is not singular. It's not like somebody preserving himself. When you talk about individual preservation, that one is natural for every human being. Every human being has that instinct of protecting him or herself, including animals. Including animals. When they sense danger, they run in to protect themselves. They preserve themselves. If you don't do that, there's no way you can survive. But we are talking about a people. A people. Don't just narrow it down to singular. A people, that is what we are talking about. That was why I gave example of the Fulani Othman Danfodio project and the Awolowo project of the Yorubas. For those of us who are from the old Southeastern region, what is our project? Biafra was never a project for us. Biafra was born out of necessity. At that point in time, there was no other solution. You can even understand that even Ojukwu himself made a move to create a situation in create Nigeria. He was even support a hardcore one Nigerianist. That was why he went to Aburi to go and negotiate for restructuring in Aburi. And the people we went to negotiate with came back and did a different thing because they have a different project altogether. And every one of them bought into it, and they came after us to destroy us. And there is no other choice we had than to gather ourselves immediately to save ourselves. So that one is a different issue altogether. We are supposed to have a project we look forward to protect and preserve ourselves. We're supposed to have an agenda of preserving ourselves. Maybe it is that self that is there that is confusing you when you hear self, but it's not. I'm not talking about the singular. The self I'm talking about is the people of Biafra as a whole, the people from that old Southeastern region. That is how I'm looking at it. And you say supporting criminals among your tribe. in the name of preservation is not self-preservation, but self-destruct. Today, Boko Haram is thriving in the north in the name of force and self-preservation. That is also another confusion.
He's mixing.
In one way, you are answering a question to a different issue. But when it comes to self-preservation that we're talking about, this your answer doesn't add up. Because you, as an ordinary person from outside, is seeing a different thing altogether. But the people who are the core people of that area have an agenda that they are protecting. That every one of them seem to buy into it. You can imagine somebody like Sheikh Gumi went to Saudi Arabia and he was not allowed to enter because they know that his agenda is wrong. But in Nigeria, his agenda is allowed. He is giving security to work in Nigeria. In Nigeria, he's moving to escort.
And the Northerners are supporting him.
Supporting him 100%. He's a spokesperson. So this self-preservation goes deeper. Don't look at it at the shallow. Don't look at it at the individual level. Look at it deeper. We want to look at it deeper. And that is why the call for unity is very, very important. Unity or self-destruction. We have to make the choice. And the time is now. Our sister Ijoma, please go ahead and unmute yourself and speak to us on the issue that we are discussing. You can see our topic and so many other things we've touched. Go ahead and make your contribution.
Good morning, dear friends. Good morning, Mazi Chooks.
You're welcome,
Thank you for today. Good morning, everyone. According to your time zone, those in the comment section, I say good morning to everyone. Self-preservation, or we will be exterminated. Very important, very timely to discuss. Self-preservation. You cannot have self-preservation if you have no history of where you are coming from. When history is neglected, self-preservation will disappear. If we watch during the 80s, I want to start from there, when it was MPN and MPP, that time, some few governors of the then Eastern region, they tried their best. They have this word in their head of self-preservation. But at the same time, they were very careful and afraid because their fellow brothers in the other parties will use it to attack them. And in order to maintain peace and still try to forge ahead in the midst of the enemies from the north, they didn't come out to pronounce it what it is. But our parents that knows what has happened, those that fought the war, that has always been in their head. If you happen to stay in the East then, you know, that time it was a community thing. Even those that live in the flats, in the neighborhood, everybody will come down and talk. You will hear that always their talks are on politics because there is something that has not finished. There is something that's supposed to be done that has not been done to Ndibo. Now, I will bring it down to Bianca Ono. It's one person that the father has fought the self-preservation of Ndibo and always give it to the Hausa people because all he wanted was power. All he wanted was to hear his name in the high places as a governor, not even as a president. And he did everything he can do to bring all his brothers then in Anambra State down just to make sure that the Sokotos recognize him as their friend. When you have such people, our self-preservation is at stake. Now, bring it down to his own fruits. What we are, the blood that has been wasted since our, I'm sorry for that word, since our PM went in. Who did it? On whose head is those men? On whose head? It's on her head. And as many that signed that going in, the same thing. She told the line of the lineage. Now, if we don't have our history, because this is one thing that made them to cancel history in Nigeria, is because of Undibo. Because there is no way you can talk the little history of civil war of Nigeria and not mention what happened to Undibo. And the children of Undibo, with what we are seeing, with what we are hearing from our parents, with the suffering we are experiencing, we are asking questions, why is it like this? Because I ask such questions. When you happen to leave Igbo land and go holiday somewhere, you will just know that something is not adding up. Even within Igbo land, you go from state to state, depending on who is there, you will notice the difference, which is not supposed to be so. Imo State has never, ever had free education as after Mazimbabwe. I just have free education once in my primary one. After that, Imo State has never. They pay always the highest school fees. So all this is when the people in position have that in head, they will be having policies to implement it. Now, come down to the people in position. Who puts them there? For who are they for? Self-preservation. Do you know that for me personally, I see that the greatest enemies of the, let me use Igbo politicians now, are their own brothers and their own sisters. Why? Because they know they are not our mandate. And they know that because they are not our mandate, that we will not support what they are going to do, because we know them as our brothers. We know what their own agenda will be. Because Igbo has been a race now that always look inward and look in the history of family or persons before they will put in position. That is the way. That's why we ask before we marry. We ask background, because we want to preserve that good name, that self-preservation on that angle. So these people, being who they are, knows that there's no way a genuine Igbo person will support somebody that there is something want to be wrong at a time and repent, and just to make yourself as an instrument of negativity with pride. People don't like that. Nobody will like that. We don't support evil to that extent. And these are the people imposed on us. Then bring it down now to where we are. The same people imposed on us, what are they doing? The latest agenda is to destroy everything that we are known of for. Our culture, our way of living, our religion, our belief. They are just scrambling everything. Just like when the Muslims catch a city, the first thing they do is to destroy the inheritance of that city. Our own is now doing it. The likes of the Soludos, the likes of Uzodimma and Ekwensu is on the same platform, which everybody knows. So we cannot have self-preservation without really knowing our history. And this is where many of our people that still derail is getting it wrong. That like that, our brother that is talking, trying to make sense, but it's not balancing the sense and it's not entering the word, because he has not really known the whole truth. If he is an Igbo, or about the Biafra'S as he's supposed to, he would have aligned to the right. Whatever he's saying is where he knew. You cannot give what you don't know. So for us to preserve ourselves is part of what we are doing now. It's for us to tell our own story. That's just what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came to do. And that's what all of us that believe in the truth are doing, is to tell our own story and to give the reason of our own story and our belief, and to make it clear our own stand. Now, we continue to thank Chukwu Okike Obioma for where we are, no matter what. You know, the day I prayed, I said, this month is a month of laughter. It may seem with our eyes like we have cried too much, but I tell you, Biafra'S, this month is a month of laughter for Biafra'S. because divinity came to speak. And when divinity talk, even demon himself has no reply, because there is no way you can twist it. And that is what we got this month. So the self-preservation, we must start with knowing our history, loving ourselves. Knowing our history is the foundation, because you cannot tell me you know the history of, example, what killed your father, and you want to toe that way, no matter how stupid that person is, no matter if that person is a mad person. If that person has been told that story before the madness, in that madness, the person will always echo that story because he cannot forget it. And that is part of that person preserving his own step, not to enter where has consumed his father. And that is self-preservation. So we must start telling our true stories from the back, the way it is, which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has done the whole this thing, even for Africa. Now it is left for our people to have an open mind. That's another thing. Yes, you may hate me yesterday for what you think I am. But today, what did you see me to be? It's only when you have the open mind that will make my difference of me yesterday and today. Because nobody is perfect. Even in that our history, if you don't make analysis with an open mind of what happened in the past, what happened in the near past, what happened in the present, and see the future, you cannot arrive at the future positively. It's only open hearts in honesty that will make us to really get this self-preservation. Others have their agenda of self-preservation. We must not forget that they are in unity, all to be against us. Their self-preservation still stands in the term of hatred of us. I'm telling you, the day we get our head from them, we will now know exactly who they are. I am telling you the truth. All this their stand, all this their one voice, or it's just against me and you. And because we are liberal people, we forget. That is another thing. We forgive and we forget. Yes, it's good to forgive, but it is very important when you forgive, you will always remember and not fall victim for the second time. Like our brother that said, we said on exile, you know, our case is different. Like Mazi Simon Ekpa will say, the way we will get our own Biafra is not the way the people that, as for no country in this world has gotten their freedom with even 1,000 votes. It's 100 and something. We got 50 million plus. So in our own quest, it's a different quest. We will always look at what will favor us. It's good. I personally, when I talk about our military, if somebody sabotage, there is a prison. Makes a provision for that. Do not kill that person. Because if I say send that person to an exile, that person is going to be the highest taboo. That is the truth. And we don't want anything also that will sabotage those that are standing for us to get to that final destination. That is why it's better the person is positioned where it is being watched, but not killed, and not also giving punishment that you that is giving the punishment know that you will not like it when somebody give you that punishment. We must always put that brotherly warm love in between everything, no matter the situation. It's very important. That is where we have missed it. And that is where the few that a demon has entered is destroying us heavily. Because I tell you, the majority of us still love ourselves. The majority of us still feel for our brothers. If not, many of us will not be doing what we are doing today. They will love themselves. Just 2 days ago, my sister was telling me one story that happened a few years ago about how a woman helped her when she was pregnant. And she was living in second floor. And this woman will make her 4 boys that are in the university to be fetching water for her because their pumping machine got spoiled. And she told me many things. I asked her, I said, what tribe is that woman? She said, it's an Igbo woman. I screamed. He said, why did you scream? I said, when after people will say Igbos don't love themselves. If you see people don't love themselves, check yourself. It starts from you. It's not about talking about another person. It starts from you. Do you love yourself? Do you love your fellow Igbo person? Like I am here. I cannot tell you that Igbos don't love themselves because I know how much I cherish my people and I know how much I never neglected any Igbo. Anytime I have opportunity to help, I don't need to know you. Even when in Lagos, I have people that I will never see in my life. I just jam them, but I hear what they're saying. I must come back. If it's where I will help, I will help. So Igbos love themselves. We still love it. This is the narrative that the enemies want us to believe, which is not true. And these are the things we have to fight while we are preserving ourselves. Thank you, my dear people. Let's continue.
Thank you so much, my beloved sister, for that wonderful, wonderful contribution. Just as she has said, in terms of love, it is not that I've never seen any tribe in the world that love themselves like the Igbos. Everything other people are practicing today, they learn it from the Igbo people. All these places you go now, you see people having community meetings. Every village have their meetings, every community, every one of them.
Thank you. Exactly. Even where we are, some tribes follow us to have this our EVG coming together. They learn from us and they say it. Some of them will even come and ask us, how did you do it?
We have our community meeting up to our village.
Some people will come back and tell us we don't love ourselves and we are taking their narrative. What nonsense is that?
They learned a lot from us. I saw if there was a video, Aisha Mohammed, the one that claimed to be activist in Nigeria. There was a video she made. She said, why is it that the Igbos are not incorporating other tribes in their Mwaboy system of...
Don't you hear Tinubu wife is angry with us because Igbo man didn't marry her? Have you not heard that?
You see,
maybe she did everything she can, but she's better, good place, and she's still bearing that grudge.
That is it. These are things we have within ourselves. When it comes to that, it is
all her effort to get married to the Igbo man failed. Do you know how much she tried?
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Aspect.
Even though she married to the Igbo, still she's not happy.
We are doing that aspect to preserve ourselves, to keep ourselves together, to support ourselves. We are doing that perfectly well. We are doing those ones. And we are the envy of others. People are envying what we are doing. Not only Nigerian people from other parts of the world are envying that very act. The way we associate, the way we gather ourselves, the way we are the only people that introduce the essence that when a Biafran die, more especially Igbo Biafran die abroad, without money, his own people will contribute money and take the corpse back home. You can only see that among the Igbos. You can see all these things we are doing. They are wonderful things that people are envy about. They can't even imagine how we do it and what prompts us to do it. You will see somebody we go to help a family in Biafra land, most of the Igbo land. It's not by dashing them money. You pick a child from a family that cannot feed
themselves. Thank you.
And the child will come, serve you for 5 or 7 years or 12 years or 10 years. But whenever that child finishes,
that family will see light. That is who we are.
The next 10 years, you will never recognize that family. And there are thousands of examples. There are people who are wicked, few people who refuse to settle, which we have seen, which we know their reasons. Some have a reason, some doesn't have reason. But when you see people, they go and take all those minor issues and blow it out of proportion. They forget the large scale of the things we are doing. And again, when my brother take Biafra issue as self-preservation, you see, even if you call Biafra self-preservation, how many of your politicians
they don't talk about it? Yeah,
can stand and support you? I'm not saying follow us and campaign. Don't follow us and talk about it. But leave us alone. Look at the Yorubas. Yorubas held the biggest rally. Sunday Igboho held the biggest. There was no bullet shot. After police warning for how many days? He went ahead and held a rally for Oduduwa Nation. No police, no gun was shot.
Well, do you know?
They even went and took over a ministry. No gun was shot. We didn't hear they killed anybody. We didn't hear that the governor went and tell Abuja to go and bring a armor tank. But in Biafra land, we are not telling them to come and join us and talk. We are not telling them come and shout Biafra or write Biafra on your forehead. Pretend as if you're not seeing us. Leave us alone. Focus on your politics. Just like Mazi Samonako told Bianca Ono when she came, that she's a politician. We know that. We have nothing with her. We have nothing against her. But the only time she's going to look for trouble is that when she begins to poke nose into our own issue. And you see that a lot in ourselves.
But Bratus, do you know one thing? You know that, yeah, under normal circumstances, naturally, the push for Biafra actualization is supposed to be done by the politicians. That is, and let me tell you, this is one of the things that is complicating it. These are just natural projection. They are the one, however you look at it, they are the one that's supposed to stand up and push it at the National Assembly, at the Senate. That is how it goes. For the most part, it goes this way. But because things has taken a different tone, they are
imposed, because we are not elected. We didn't elect them, so it can never go that way. That is
exactly.
Just it.
Yeah, I'm coming to that. That is why the situation is very unique. Because you see Ambazonian political representative, they stand at the Senate and they speak, they push it. Have you never seen it, brother? Have you seen it or not?
I've seen it. I have one of the video where one of them was making a case for you people.
Exactly. But that you will never see with our people, because a lot has gone wrong. The damage has been done. It's now late for us.
Is it that didn't contest election and they gave him winning?
So it's left on us now to take the bull by the horn, because they are these criminal politicians. They are as destructive as even any other enemy you can ever think of. That one, I never mean so when I say it. They are, so obviously, well, let me leave the other one, but I just want to quickly say that about this self-preservation issue, it comes along, encompasses a lot of aspects. Sometimes people don't understand it, because, for example, I just escaped my mind what I wanted to say, but I don't know, but we just push it. But anyway, the unity, on the unity aspect also, I observe a lot. I'm I'm such an observant person. In recent time, I don't know, a few days ago, because sometimes I was all right on the platform, so there's a lot to talk about when it comes to the zoo. There's a lot of things to fight the zoo over, rather than coming to tear down your fellow Biafran. That's my point. That is just my point. So it's possible that so far, even this one I saw briefly, he concentrated on the job at hand, in the sense that we have to continue to sensitize our people, those who hear and those who don't hear, who are aware or who are not. We have to continue. Now, but the other day, so somebody came on his platform and wanted to begin to say something about, I said, this is crazy distraction, probably an enemy, because this is YouTube platform. Anybody can come. It could be enemy, it could be anybody from anywhere, just to stir up sentiment, to stir up the confusion and division, stuff like that. But he didn't quite fall for it. Now, but like I said, I have my aggro when it comes to him, because I've made my point. When you cross the red line, you cross it already. Now, but that is not to say. So I see, because from there I saw that lady I told you. So we have to keep our eyes on the ball. If you have a concrete evidence, a provable evidence about anybody, it doesn't matter who it is, trying to sabotage our effort, our freedom, bring it, show it to us. We are ready for that, but not to cook up a story, unfounded story, just to tear your fellow Biafran down. That I will never accept. Never, never, never. So, and I expect our people to know better. At this stage we are, the type of situation we face is, I expect every Biafran who believes in freedom to have that one objective. So that is the point. People like that brother Okechukwu too. I follow him. I mean, I listen to him sometimes. You know, I know he is one of those who are like one leg in, one leg out. He's not fully in it, right? It's okay, but it's okay. But over time, they will all come to the realization that there is nothing for you. Absolutely, it's pure destruction. Nigeria is destruction. So that is the situation, my brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I want us to take one minute on this very question that I posted there. I want us to take one minute each person on this very question I posted there. Maybe we'll start from our brother Greg, after brother Greg, our sister Ijoma, and then our brother Christian will come in. The question says, what is the greatest threat to Biafran survival today? Number one, division among ourselves. Number two, enemies' oppression. Number three, lack of leadership. Number four, fear and silence. Which among these is the greatest threat to Biafran survival?
Na classroom today, na exam.
We are discussing. You know, the time when he said to avoid all this gossip and all this, we have to.
Yeah, it's good. Very, very good. It's very pointed. Thank you so much.
Let's go.
Yeah, Maze, this one is like my closing listing. Yes, for me, in the moment we don't lack leadership. We have good leadership.
I said, which one is the
so
choose one and give us reason why.
So the one that is greatest is division. From the one, it is only division that is the greatest threat. So, and why is it the greatest threat? In that division, we have many parties. Let me use an example from the time of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. When the last time he was kidnapped in Kenya, if DOS had not started evil and dividing the Biafrans against Simon Ekpa, who had a good plan, and they have the mandate from Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. If everybody have not scattered by now, where we are, believe you me, by now, and I believe they in Biafra land must have been singing Biafra national anthem in the primary schools and in secondary schools. So it's even from this time that Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister, planned everything for 1 year, which all of us see and agree, and Nigeria was crying. If everybody had come together as he planned it and stand immediately after the 29th, and the military were on the honest side, everybody were together, not looking for selfishness, not looking for money or for where to betray or where to overthrow or what to do this or that. If everything had been as he planned it by now, believe you me, our matter must have been discussing in every part of the world, even United Nations. So it is only that division, and that is the greatest weapon against what we are fighting for. Then I think the next question you will ask again, maybe if it's not today, maybe next time, if you can help us to put it in writing, is how can we overcome this division? But is division is the highest. Thank you, my brother. I raise my case.
My brother, I appreciate you for that very, very wonderful answer. I appreciate you, and I will write down the one you said I should put up the next time so that we'll talk about it. How are we going to what? How are we going to
Fight against our division.
fight against the division? Okay. So our beloved sister Ijoma, go ahead and give us your own thoughts.
Yes,
Give us your own thoughts.
the greatest threats to us, Biafra'S, our survival today. My brother has mentioned one, which is the division among ourselves, very important. And I add it with fear and silence. Now, when we are divided among ourselves, it brings things very slow. And in the midst of those divisions, some of us that doesn't have the lion heart to see, or the instinct spiritual side to see in between those divisions and make decisions, became afraid. And because they have become afraid, some chose to be silent for the unknown. Example, that's why yesterday, I don't know which platform, I congratulated our people in Lagos. Because remember, in the initial stage, we always call them out. We are calling them to come, to come, to come. But finally, they are here with us. In the fundraising, you will see that they are not just, their Lagos liaison is not just bringing one portion of their thing. You hear Ikeja, you hear this, you hear this, you hear different parts. And I keep congratulating them and keep asking those that have not joined to join. Because when you see that, you see that that fear of the unknown has left them, is leaving them. They come to, they now, it's not like they don't know before, and it's not like they don't want to do the right thing, but because of this fear of the unknown, now that fear of the unknown that kept them silent to talk has hit them in a bad way, and they have no other choice than to boldly come, overcome their fear, and do the right thing. So is fear of the unknown, is silence, is division. A house that is divided within itself, the Bible says, can never grow. Where there is division, fear will be there, because you don't, Amandia Neze bido. When we're Amandia Neze, that is fear. That is silence. Ima onye ga-ekwuru. Ima onye ga-ekwuchari nyeru. Ima onye na-agwa gị nke bụ eziokwu. That is what division can cause. So we must pray, fight, and preach for unity. We all will not be in one page. All of us cannot be Saint Jesus. It is not happening. At the same time, we have to know that all of us were two characters. But all character and kiwe that you brought out more that you will be known for. A good man is also a bad man, but he's a good man because he's showing you the good part of him. So let us show the good part of us. Even when we have this division, let us have it in honesty. If the division will come in honesty, also there will be no fear and there will be no silence. Let us not have our division in deception. Let us not have a division in destroying another with lie. Let that division we have be a division that will divide and later will agree. A division of one goal. Because if we have one goal and we are divided, then there is no need calling me a Fulani person when you know that I am not. There is no need calling me a terrorist when the Bible says that whom you love, you said love does not see ill. Love does not call names. That love that does not call names is truth in you. When you have that truth in you, then you will feel what you want to do another person. You will know, if this thing happened to me, how will I feel? If I hear that somebody did this and I call upon it, what will I say? If you have your truth to that extent, you cannot just come and start, not only your fellow Biafra'S, anybody you meet. You must wait to know people before you talk about them. What you don't know, you don't talk. If you have nothing to say, say nothing. You must not say everything or something at every time. There's something, sometimes you don't have something to say. You keep quiet, save yourself your dignity, save yourself your peace, because there's no time someone lies and tell me, no matter how demonic that person is, you tell me that you lie and it came out that that thing is lie and you go to have rest of mind. It's not possible, it's not true. So division among us shall be constructive and must be on honest heart of hearts, brotherhood, sisterhood, on truth, that later will all come in one point of jubilation. You understand? That's what I think. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And sister, I appreciate you for that very wonderful response. My brother SO on the comment section, you can join on this very question, and any other person on the comment section, you can write down what you think, give your own answer. I will read it out to our audience that are watching from different platforms to hear you out. You can write down your own response on the comment section. I will read it out so that other people can equally hear it, and we continue. My beloved brother Christian, go ahead.
Yeah, Brother Chooks, I suppose your question is of all the four. So I suppose you are asking which of the four poses a more like a hindrance to our freedom. Is that the question?
Yes.
Okay. To be honest with you,
what is the greatest threat among the three? Which one is the greatest threat?
Okay, well. Okay, to Biafran actualization, I suppose?
Yeah, survival actualization today.
Okay, well, for me, one thing that has always been my position and hasn't changed till now is that these imposed politicians, and frankly, I've always known that it is a tall order, to get them out of the way. How do we do that? So I think that they are the greatest impediment to our survival and to our freedom, because not only were they imposed on us, but they bought into it, right? They've, so they've become more deadlier, dangerous than even the real enemy. For some reason, that is the situation we find ourselves. So maybe.
So in a nutshell, none of this thing I mentioned here made the top list for you. The only thing that made the top list for you is the politicians.
Yeah, it is the politicians that made the top. Yeah, because I've taken my time to study the whole. I just viewed the whole scenarios, and the politicians are the representatives of the enemies of Biafra in our land, because they are in charge of the land, and him that controls the land, him that is in charge of the land, is in charge of the power in the land. So until we find a way to, it's ironic because, and that is why they fought like hell to get Nnamdi Kanu incarcerated. Wherever it takes, they went for it. All of them, they collaborated with the British, with the Fulanis, with our politicians. They all came together. It was like a perfect storm to get Nnamdi Kanu. And same thing was applied with our PM, because they know what was coming. They know that with our PM, he was just right there on the money to hit them and hit them hard. They ran away. Some of them ran away. Some of them was living in Abuja. So, for me, that hasn't changed, that they remain the topmost impediment to our freedom. So maybe one pose you're going to have maybe another day is, let's just hypothetically say that today Nigeria just collapse on its head, like disintegrate on its own, because it could happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it very well can happen that before 2027 or come 2027, the North say, okay, we can't have this anymore, that we go our separate ways, and maybe the south go their southwest, go their separate way. Now I'm kind of speaking hypothetically, and the Biafra, they just go sort of. You ask yourself, when a situation like this happen, what do you think that these same politicians, the governors, the this and that, what do you think would be, what position would they take? What would you think they will do? There is another battle on our hand when that happens, because they will want to stay put, but they will not stay put. We give them hell. But I think this can be like another poser moving forward. Hello?
Okay.
Yeah, so
I want to come in if you finish.
All right, I said something, sister. Yeah.
All right, my dear brother.
Make it brief.
With respect to your own opinion, which is true, I think that our greatest problem is the division. If we are not divided, the politicians are nothing. They will be so much afraid. Even as we are divided, they are afraid. You know why? Because we are in the majority. Democracy, when we think it was democracy, it's not winning because the politicians there are not corrupt. It is winning because the people are together on what they call democracy. And they have no option than to bow to the people. How many will you chase? 3% cannot chase 97%. So we are where we are today because of the division. And that is why, if you watch the same politicians, even as our own has become monsters, that they will come and fight us with a gun and everything. What they are fighting us truly is with division. They just look at the Judas in the center and use the Judas to start creating lies, start causing nuisance online, confusion, people that cannot quickly think, people that has an African brain will become confused immediately. To take them time to come back again. Just like if you watch, if you have bought recent phone, I don't know if it's happening to all phones, my Samsung. If you want to type, they are giving you another thing. They have repositioned the letters. It's not like before that you would type in the middle and you get the letter. What are they doing? They want to slow you down. And at times when you type, if you don't watch well what you type, they will post another thing to you. So you have to correct and correct and correct. They are slowing you down. That is division. Because at times, the words you type is not what will come, and you self will even forget what you typed today. They're slowing. That is division. They want to slow you down. It's only division that can slow us down. It is not about the word power. It is not about the armored tank. If we come together, my dear, I tell you, we are more stronger. When they say there is strength in unity, it is not just a word. That's why when you see a family that is together, no matter how wayward, it's difficult to break them. You can slow them, but you don't break them. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know, Mazichus. I don't know if it's my end or from the sister, because the voice was somewhat going up and down. But can you hear me well?
It will be from your end. I hear you very, very clear. I can hear her very, very clear. So,
okay, maybe it's from my end. All right.
So, I appreciate everyone who have been able to participate on this very question answered. And another person on the comment section, our beloved sister Chioma Machuku, she also wrote and she said, division is the greatest enemy to the restoration of United States of Biafra. And our brother S.O. wrote and he said, the greatest threat to our Biafran unity and actualization is defining ourselves and condemning ourselves to what? He didn't finish it. Okay, to one of the threat to our Biafran unity and actualization is when Biafra are too quick to condemn ourselves as not being self-preservative. This is my brother. You're still going into this yourself. Okay, we have noted. Now everybody have heard you. Thank you for that very contribution that you just made. On my own side, I will say, in everything that we have seen and everything that is happening, for me, I think division top the list for me. As for the case of the governors, it is undeniable. The atrocity of governors against us, politicians, is undeniable. But we can handle them if we are united. We can deal with them expressly if we are united. So I think for me, that division topped the list for me. So I appreciate everybody, and we're going to go to the second part of the rest of the question. And let me see if I get another answer here. This one says, please, it's the politician. This is an innocent Mwaigwe. He said, please, it's the politicians that are what? Introducing the division. You cannot,
of course,
find unity with the politicians and in control. Yeah. Okay, you can't find unity when the politicians are in control.
Exactly.
Okay, in control. Okay, remember that with poverty, people are really bought. You see another dimension that the guy came with.
Yeah, it's part of why. It's part of why I heap it on the politician. And sorry, if you don't mind,
sense also.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I just wanted to, because there's something brewing. I'm not gonna say it now, but we shall see. By this month of September, you shall see what happens. You see, the Finnish government, they understand this whole thing going on. They understand freedom, and they know that is what Biafra, what we are all about, is freedom. We are not agitating to impose our religion, our culture, or whatever on anybody. We are not agitating to take over anybody. The Finnish people know. But what happened is, despite the fact that they knew, they still try to play what you can maybe look at as like devil's advocate by trying to find out from the politicians, the Bianco knows of this world, and some other ones, what is their position? How do they feel? Because they were there all along when Samonopa, for about 2 years or maybe even more, built this movement to the level it came. You think they don't know? They know. But they also wanted to know how is the leaders, what is their take? And they came up to, I may not want to say it, but anyway, obviously they came up to not only discredit the movement, but to say that we are this and that. My husband is the originator of it. And look now, I am part of the government. We are part of the government. That everything, this blah blah blah. They say so many a lot. I don't have time to continue to go into details. So based on that, they have a reason, even though it's not cogent, even though it's not good enough reason, but at least they hanging on that to say that you are representatives. These are because, like I said earlier, that normally this is how it's supposed to be done. That is the leaders that will lead the agitation. Because we've seen in some other countries, like we mentioned before, this one in Cameroon and some other places. But our situation is different and unique because over the years and decades, they've been able to not only infiltrate, they've been able to groom these guys and those who are willing to sell their birthright for money and for position. So they put them there to do their job. It's complicated, but thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Let me say something in 1 minute. Like what our brother said.
Before you say something, Mazi Oruebube, that you're with us. Okay, he's gone. Mazi Oruebube, please, in case you are joining us again, if you don't want to put on some clothes, you just cover your camera. It's not compulsory that you must show yourself. So, but if you are showing yourself in our platform, we have a modus operandi. That's the way we operate. You must be able to put on some clothes. We don't allow singlet. We don't wear singlet because people are watching us and people from other places. So try and put on your clothes, or you can talk with us without your camera. You can talk with us without camera. But if you want to use camera, we beg you, just put on your clothes. It's not meant to control you or to insult you. That is just the standard we want to maintain. We appreciate you for your understanding. Thank you so much, our brother. Go ahead, Sister Ijoma. Make it brief, please.
Yeah. Like our brother mentioned, like you said, which is right, the politicians, they will ask the consent of our politician. But I want to make it clear to the one that is projecting herself that her husband started it. She should not forget that the the power she's working for is not the power that found her and put her in politics. Even as her father worked for them in the past, it was Jonathan that put her in politics. It was a Biafran that brought her. But they now brought her back because they know that he has a willing tool, destruction, blood. Sorry, again. So, that being said, those that are looking towards the politicians, to make decisions, it's all about deception. We are all human beings. There is interest. The interest is what they are hanging on, to look on whatever they are looking, because everything is out there for them to see. Yeah. Even if we didn't mention it, even if we didn't say it, when there was a little truth in the world, you remember there was a time that CNN started projecting that Nigeria will break. I was part of them that prayed, though, that Nigeria will not break, out of my ignorance. Do you know that if it is that time that we are doing what we are doing, because of the truth, because of what they are seeing, it will not break fire. Yes. It wouldn't have taken us this long. That is why, like we say, my people perish out of ignorance. You see it? Out of ignorance. We prayed, we cast, we bound the devil. We don't know that is the devil. You understand? So these people know the truth very, very well. But that is why time is very important in what we are doing. That is why I keep begging our people, please, you know the truth. Come and finish this thing. Time is very important, because the more we linger with time, the more they find more ground to destroy us the more, because they see the truth and the impact of what it will be on them. That time, they're not seeing all these things they are seeing now. They are seeing it as one stupid people, just let them break to pieces. They are not seeing it. Many of them reading that thing, they don't know that they are feeding from that place. Now, it's obvious to them. And the more we waste time, the more dangerous it becomes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my sister. Politicians are winning more votes. Another person wrote this, please, it's the politician, because they are the one dividing us. Thanks.
Okay.
So, you see, it is very good we look into issues. But for me, I still stand that division. If we are united, we can kick them out. We can kick their butt at any time. If we are united, we will deal with them. But nobody will disregard, nobody will say you don't know the power they hold. We know the power they hold. We know what they are doing. They are one of the major issues at hand. But I still believe, for me, division is number one for me. So this it's a very nice answer from different directions, and more especially the way the issue of the politician have been expanded with this write-up of my brother saying that, please, it is the position that politicians that are introducing the division. You cannot find unity with politicians when politicians are in control. Remember that with poverty, people are really bought. So we continue.
Sorry. Massachusetts, this poser, if you put it on your platform, you see lots of Biafrans. They will be thinking, is it the politician, is it the division, or is it the unity? If you put it on your platform, just leave it there, and you will come. You will see the result at the end. Thank you. If you know what I mean, huh?
It's very interesting. Yes, make it as a poll. Let's know who will win.
Thank you. We'll get there. Thank you so much. Orwebe, go ahead and speak to us, Orwebe.
Okay, thank you, Biafra, for welcoming me. Please, can you hear me?
We can hear you, my brother. Go ahead.
Okay. My brother, just a little thing I just want to brief. At this hour, what we are fighting for now, all these politicians, especially all these governors, Pitamba and Go and the others, one of the 2 things they are doing all these things because of money. Don't know if people are getting me. Because if they can delay the money, all of them will just come back and face for Biafra. Are you getting me? So, because of that money, many people, all these northern, they have already know that it's money they will use to get our people.
Yeah.
That is the reason all of them, they are always doing such a thing. If we can do 1 or 2 things, or if how we provide all this our military now, if they can do 1 or 2 things, all these governors, if we can treat them, you will see many of them will run out. They will know what to do, because they have already know that if we start and fight them, that they don't know where to stay again. That is the reason they are fighting. They are trying to bring many confusion They're trying to bring many things
Division.
to subdue all the Biafra military. Then there's another thing I want to ask. Don't be offended, please. Likewise, many people are talking about our DPM to meet Putin. I think is it proper to meet Putin? At least it can help us one or two things for we to move this battle, because only us cannot fight this battle. Because if you can see now, all our youth is afraid. If you ask them to come and do protest, they say, who will come out? You can bring your own son now. You come and do this now. So many of them, because of they are afraid of once they come out, they will shoot them. They will surely shoot them. So we must do one or two things. It's not only we come online, we talk. There's some certain secrets we need to keep calm and move on that. Then if we can be able to reach our deep level, he can be able to reach Putin. Let her work it out. I think it will be more better. I don't know if my opinion is okay. I'm just trying to bring this opinion for our people.
Thank you so much, our brother Honorable Bear. You have spoken well, and your point is noted. We are getting there, and I believe that there is time for everything. Some of the things are not as easy as we think it is.
Yeah.
When we come to global interest, when we talk about this global interest, you saw Trump came on board and he said it is America first.
Yes.
He said it's America first. And he has been focusing on the America issue. Not that he doesn't know that we have issues that he has to take care of, but he said his country first, and he has a limited time, and his hand is full. The same way he has his project, every country have their project, and they have something they present first. And there is a way there is something you have to do to put yourself in the front line. There is something you have to do to put yourself in the front line before you become a topic and become first. You see, during all this time in this, there was something that was happening that some of us are not paying attention to. Do you realize that when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was around, at a point in time, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was trending to the extent that if you go to any social media platform, Biafra is trending. It happened in the time of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Any place you go, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and when Mazi Simon Ekpa is trending, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is trending. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is trending, Biafra is trending, and question is being asked. And that draws a lot of international attentions in this very struggle. We know that we have a lot of work to do, but there is time for everything. I know we are going to get there. Putting a consultation with other people, it is going to happen, but just have in your mind that it takes extraordinary measure to get to that very point. And there are interests.
Yeah.
These interests are not joke. It is not joke. It is not akara. Not my money.
Yeah.
You know, when we say things online, it's just very easy for us to pronounce it and then we run with it. But sometimes you sit back and look at the reality. And sometimes people begin to compare the issue of Biafra today and Ivory Coast, and it is not the same.
It's not the same. Our case is unique.
Ivory Coast, or is it Ivory Coast or whatever? They have their country in their hand already. They have a territory they are 100% in control of.
Ivory Coast and who?
Is it Ivory Coast or Traore? What is the name of his country? Traore.
Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso, my brother.
Oh,
not
that's
Burkina Faso.
That's different.
Burkina Faso. They are already in charge. So that was why it was easy. You know, some of them they will give you an example and say Burkina, it is Russia, and that issue of Burkina has only sparked the idea of everybody talking about Russia. But they went extra miles.
It is not easy, even at that. Don't you hear the last news? There are 50 soldiers. They are being hunted, but they have their backyard. They have the decision. It's their own country already, but it's not easy. They're still being fighting. That they are not going to leave them alone. No.
So brother,
they won't.
You made a very good point. We are not throwing away your point. It's noted, and I bet you, everybody in this Biafra story, including the government, they are aware of that very thing. If it is as easy as simple as you think, nobody will remind them to do it before they do it.
You know that.
Nobody will remind them to do that. but it is not that easy. So, but we will get there. We'll get there. So,
thank you so much.
Before we move forward again, I think we have our beloved sister Ojugo here. I'm not sure if Sister Ojugo was here when we put up the first question before we go into the second one. We've almost spent a lot of time already. So I'm not sure if she was there. If she was here when we put up the first question, and maybe you just make a contribution. Were you there?
I was not there, but I want to affirm what our sister said, and direct it also to what Mazen Namdekalo said. Mazen Namdekalo said, a poor person cannot fight this fight. And that's what the bones of the convention, because our people don't know what it is to say Biafra first. And they should learn from that from Donald Trump, America first. And he's doing everything, shaking the whole country, the whole world, to make sure America comes first. And that entails a lot of sacrifice. A lot of sacrifice. You must have that your country to come first before everything. Because we don't have the country first. It's easy for the politicians to sow their seed in our midst. One, money, directing to what Mazen Namdekalo. Two, when there is division, that is when an enemy comes to sow seed, a bad seed. And so, I'm framing these two things, politicians and division. Because during Mazen Namdekalo, it was more of preaching and struggle. Simon else struggle. But now it's government. And government have a way they should operate. So if those who were formed during struggle were standing firm and not allow money to rule them, then it's easy for this government to move faster. But because they allow money to control their life, so they leave that room of division open, and then the politicians sow seed, a bad seed in our midst. But notwithstanding, government is working. There is something I'm not going to say here, because when the government says they've deployed the military, everybody to go to their own state and county. If you watch that movement, it's a powerful movement. It's unification. Because if you say now, hey, this date, you see the 40 states will move as a unifier. So the government, they are working. It's a gradual process. And they've written for, if not all the countries. And then when you write, and then they have it, and then you're now making your step gradual process. And I remember DPM saying that they will come very soon to announce some countries who have officially and openly support Biafra. So we're waiting on those things. So that's where I want to contribute. But I wasn't there when you asked the first question. And a brother or a sister suggested something. I think that's powerful. Put it out and let people vote. I know Progress Journalists did something like that, and it was marvelous. So put it out, let our people vote, and then we analyze it. It's going to be powerful. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, our sister Ojugo. I can see she's busy either working and talking to us. That's how important the issue of Biafra is to many of us. You see her breathing in emotion, walking, and also speaking to
Yeah,
us.
sorry.
I appreciate your effort. Thank you so much, my sister. It's not easy. It's not easy. It shows commitment. It shows determination. It shows devotion. So when we talk about Biafra, some of us cannot even make any single commitment. The smallest one. Do the smallest one you can. There are some people that even to share, when they come to even share the program or even to give you thumbs up, they find it difficult. Thumbs up is not super chat. Thumbs up or share to your own brother. Some people are finding it very difficult. Simple commitment that will not cost you money to propagate the gospel. Some of us find it difficult to do. But we must continue. Now we go to the second question that we have here. The second question says, do you believe unity of purpose is possible among Biafrans? Yes, absolutely. That is number one. Number two, maybe, but it will be hard. No, too much division. I'm not sure. Choose one and tell us why. Let me come again. Do you believe unity of purpose is possible among Biafrans? The first answer, yes, absolutely. If you agree like that, tell us and give us reason. Maybe, but it will be hard. If that is your own thought, that maybe, but it will be hard. Tell us and tell us why it is going to be hard. Give us your reasons. No, too much division. If that is your own thought, that is not possible, there is too much division already, tell us and expatiate on it. I'm not sure. If you are not sure that the unity of purpose is possible among Biafrans, also tell us. We want to hear. And we are going to start this one from our brother Christian. Are you there? Bro Christian, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Take it first. Let's go from your side.
Yeah, I actually the unity of purpose, right?
Yeah, unity of purpose.
Yeah, it's possible, but it's not going to be easy. Why? Because over the years, over many decades, the enemy has sowed a seed, and the seed has all germinated. So it's not impossible, but it will take time. Even when if you remember, like what happened, what we read in the Bible, when the Israelites were freed, finally was let go out of Egypt, there was still among them those trying to bring them back, trying to sabotage their moving forward, because the enemy sow a seed. So for us, it's even worse. Trust me. Joy Bokwe, who is an Igbo man, is there in Lagos telling us that if you want to build a nation, you have to kill the tribe, you have to kill that. And there are mad people all over the place, you see. So, and there's so many of them, including, again, back to the governors, they are the one creating divisions, raising one against the other, even among the soldiers, among our men on the ground, there were defense forces on the ground trying to penetrate, to infiltrate, to make them, go against each other, stuff like that. So it's not impossible, but yeah, with effort, with time. Hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so with continuous effort, and it's very achievable. Make no mistake about that. It's just a matter of time. Then people will come to the realization that at some point you have to consider not just yourself, but your generation on board. Because for me, at my age now, I always, anything I do, I take into account my children, because we've lived the best part. We've seen the best part of everything in the world. But the ones coming, what do you leave behind for them? So that's how I look at it. So yeah.
Thank you, my brother Christian, for your response. We appreciate that. My sister Ijoma, go ahead, take it, and let's hear your response. Our sister Ijoma, are you there?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes, it's possible. Absolutely. Absolutely, it's possible. Why? Is one thing that will make it absolutely possible. When the people is open for the truth, when they understand why they are doing what they are doing, I tell you, there's nobody, even during the time of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we saw many that castigated him and later found out that what he was doing was for the good of them and their family. They joined, many joined with huge money, paying the money. You know, any amount they say pay is for this, they will even leave what they're supposed to pay for themselves. They will pay it because they have found that trust. They have understood what he was doing. So it's absolutely possible. And when I'm saying this, I'm not putting the politicians inclusive. Why? Because they are in another world. They will not want to lose what they have. It's just like the people milking the resources. It's not like they don't know what they are doing, but because that resources is also part of their life, they don't want to let go. And I am ndị Igbo ji si oji ihe nwata wenye aka fụ ya ofu. Mgbe aka ga-eji fụwa gị ofu bụ na nwata kwechiri there si gị weda n'aka ahụ. Nwata kwechiri si gị weda n'aka ahụ, iweda aka ahụ ọzọ ya. So iwe nishie ya n'ike maka ebe ahụ ka aka ya na-ama ruo. Adọfụwa gị ofu iweda ya because nwata ahụ ka kwụ ebe ahụ. So that is just it. When our people get the truth, understanding of what is really happening. Because one worst thing that's happened to the world in general is that the government media are projecting lies. They are paid to do that. I don't know how their conscience is because they know what they are telling the people are lies, but they are doing it. So anybody that listens to government, to their media, must be confused. That is just it. That person must be confused. And that person can never find the truth in anything, not only politics, in anything. So you have to do your research. You have to read. You have to search for yourself. In this present time, our people must make time with open hearts to do a thorough research. Don't follow noise. Don't follow noise. Noise is confusion. Noise is confusion. Don't follow noise. Because the world we are now, everybody is following noise, and that is what is destroying everything. Noise is confusion. Don't follow noise. Know the reason we are doing what we are doing and know exactly the truth you are looking for. Look for that truth by yourself. That's if majority do this, that majority that are still out there, our Biafran people of all tribes, and come to understand, I tell you, it's absolutely possible. And as soon as that thing happens, there is no force that can stop us. I tell you, there is no force, not even rockets. So it's absolutely possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our beloved sister. I appreciate you for your answer. You said it is possible. Brother Christian also said it is possible, but it needs hard work. That is going to be difficult. So, our sister Ojugo, if you're there, if you are free to speak, you can give us your own response in 1 minute.
Yes, it's possible. It's possible to, to unify. Was it? I think to unify, right?
Yes.
It's possible. But is that easy? No. Why it's not easy for me is because we've lived a long life of knowing, of not knowing what is right and what is wrong. That being said, that makes it very difficult for us, not just those back home, even those in abroad. The system we were born in and brought up before even we travel, and some of us travel with the baggage, made us sometimes we don't know what is right and what is wrong. And so to achieve it is difficult, but if you're determined and know that it's a process, we will get there. Knowing, saying, Biafra first. That should be our slogan. Biafra first. in everything, then any training that we're going to go through, we will surmount it. That's what I think is possible. And we're on our way there.
Thank you so much, our sister. Thank you for your response and what you just said. It is possible, but it needs hard work. It needs hard work. We need to work more than we are doing already. We need to work. One simple thing that we are agreeing that it is possible. Our brother Odwebube, please take the mic, our brother Odwebube, and tell us what you think or how you feel about that.
Yeah,
possible?
Yes, it's possible.
Unity of purpose.
Yes.
Is it possible?
Yes, my brother, it's very possible for being a unit, because nobody into the university yes. But now the problem is about the language. Some people who are something, instead of they will stand for that thing.
That is your water. Okay.
Hello. Because instead of they will come and join. That is eating it to that is to put mind together and work for it. Instead of they will do that, they will bring one or two things to break that thing. Instead of that thing will be go to, they will find one or two things. But the people that is doing it is the people that they pay them, the people that they like money more than any other thing. If our people can remove too much of lacking of money, too much of money. You know, Igbo like money too much. We like money too much. If we can remove that money and somebody bring money to bribe us, if we can separate from money and focus on what we are demanding for, there's nothing that you can bring problem or division again between us once we can be able to unite. I don't know if I'm getting the point.
Yeah.
So that is my own opinion. It's possible to unite together if we can remove anything concerning money. That is the most important thing. Because that money is something that is bringing problem in this our struggle. Especially all these politicians, they already know that once they'll give you 3 billion, 3 trillion, and they will try to grab the money because they are not satisfied for what they have. But if they can be able to sacrifice for the one they have, my brother, you see this thing we are fighting for, we get it instantly. This is my own opinion. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Let me come in a little while for the points our brother just made, which is correct. People are deceived because of money. That's no doubt about that. And that's why I said the truth. If you know the truth, money will not buy you. If you know the reason why you are doing what you are doing, money will not buy you. And Igbos like money like every other person like money. There's no person that doesn't like money. In fact, the Yorubas like money more than us because they are the most laziest people.
The Hausas like it more than us. Hausas, the highest criminal.
I'm telling you, they love it more than us. So you people should, you see, this narrative of Igbos love money is big lie because we work for our money. We work for Yoruba is why Yorubas are what they are is because tips, nothing but that. Tips, they see the tips, they don't see the work, and the tips is what is enticing them. When my brother is there, we will get free rice. Things will be one put together. That is it. What is that? It's money. So people don't like money more than any other, and money is important. Me here that if it's not money, what are we chasing? What do we do? In the Bible talk about money 500 times. Jesus himself. It's just that we are reading what we don't know. Money is important. Nobody can take away from that. Every living thing need this money. I need it. I want to be a billionaire if it's possible. I'm praying it as a prayer. Money answers all questions. But the love of it is what is evil. So the thing is this, is truth. If you have truth in you, if you know why you are, the main thing is that, do we know do we know why we are doing what we are doing? For many, that is the truth. If you have truth, you have self-control, my dear sister. If you have truth in you, you will have self-control. These things start with being honest to yourself. When you have this honesty, you have discipline, you have self-control, because you have an aim, you have a project, you have what you are aiming at. And those things will because of that truth, and you have one thing is having the truth, another thing is where are you going. Within the truth and where you are going, you will be guided because you want to get there. And that is when self-control, discipline, just name it, they come in between. You see it, they come in between. So until we understand what we are doing and be truthful to ourselves for the reason we are doing what we are doing, money cannot buy that person. Imagine Nnamdi Kanu. Money would have bought it. Now, what of Maji Simon Ekpa? That these people have tested money. They have built their own empire. They left it because they know the truth of what they are going to get. They are not getting it for themselves. They are getting it for children they will never see. That is it.
Thank you so much, my sister.
Our slogan will be
the very
Biafra'S.
thing that my brother said, my brother Oluebube, your contribution is welcome. We appreciate your point, and your point is very, very nice and welcomed. Nobody should allow himself to be bribed. But what we don't want is using the language of the caliphate that they created for themselves. We use that language for ourselves. We don't do that. When you talk about people who love money, we are not among it. We are not there. The people that don't even love money, that work for their money, we will work hard. We work hard. That is what it is. It's just like when Ottoman Dafodio came and used a different language. Instead of using,
you can go. But
he said we are domineering. They remove the word hard work and say we are domineering. That any place you put us, we dominate. They say when they put us in the labor camp, we emerge as a hero. If you don't work hard, how can you emerge as a hero from a labor camp? But instead of using that hard work, they use domineering. The same way they come and prove love of money.
What are
in Nigeria, the person that found 10,000 pounds
right now,
a man that found 10,000 pounds in his Uber car and returned it in Lagos State. Is it Lagos or Abuja? That I saw in their news. He's an Igbo man. An Igbo man. 10,000 pounds he saw in his Uber and he returned it back. An Igbo man. And if you check in the list of the fraudster, in the list of people that have stolen money in Nigeria, the Igbo people did not even make number 50. In the list of people that stole money in Nigeria. But nobody will talk about it. Every member of family member of Abba Kyari, they stole billions and billions. Nobody talks about it. It is the northern part of Nigeria that you saw people, they will build a house and they put money there, put AC, it will be blowing that money. It is from that same side they carried a money that people packed and the money decayed and be turned to dust and they didn't use it. I still have a video where they show where they pack money. This is money that belongs to a nation, money that is supposed to save lives. And these same people I'm telling about, they are the poorest in the world, poorest of the poor. That is where you see people who love money. It is saying this same nota, go and check the people that run under Buhari. Go and check how much they stole. I have so many of the confessions on video. One that one of those confessions that one guy that this guy in Channel Television interviewed in his private program, that were mentioning billions and billions of dollars that was stolen in that country. The name of the Igbo people did not make there. Northern part of Nigeria. But somehow they find a way of, when their EFCC want to work, they want to show example, they will take somebody from Biafra land. They will take somebody from Biafra land. Look at this Mefile that is suffering today, that idiot, the Mefile, who worked for Nigeria and today he's in shame. Buhari never denied of giving him the order to sign out all the money he signed out to. Including the woman who stole billions, say he was feeding school children even when they're in holidays. Is it not the same northern people that came and told us that Python swallowed the money? Which one are you going to count? But at the same time, they will leave all these things. They will come down to us and say, oh, these people, they love money so much. They love money. As if they themselves, they don't work for money. Their own is even what they don't even work for money. They steal. So that is why we don't use that language for ourselves. We don't have to support them in that their idiotic language. We don't have to use it. We work for our money. We are hardworking. Even though sometimes we go extra mile to work and get things done. There are many of us that are unbribable. There are Biafra'S that they are unbribable. Dora Akunyele, we know her record. The second that Dora Akunyele set in Nigeria, nobody have beaten that record to date. Dora Akunyele that died in the name of saving Nigeria. Nobody. But in the northern part of Nigeria, what did they do? In the southwest, what did they do? This Tinubu that they made their president, the same person that came to a national program to tell the world that there is a governor that is richer than a state, and that he has every evidence to indict that governor and send him to prison. Today, that same man became a president in Nigeria and chose the same person that has these information as his NSA. National Security Advisor, Ribadu, when he was the chairman of EFCC under Obasanjo. He granted interview that is still on. He's still online. He's still there. You go and search it. You will see it. It's still there. About the atrocities, the stealings of the so-called drug baron they have as a president today. But today, that man succeeded in entering, and he chose that very person. The same person that probed him and said he had evidence, he made him an essay, National Security Advisor. And some people will still be clapping and jumping that Nigeria is going to be. God help you. Those of you who are still believing that the zoo will be better for them. So nobody should compare our integrity with these idiots. Or begin to use that language. They have painted us evil for a very long time. They have used bad language for us for a very long time. They have used very demeaning languages for us in a very long time. And we can no longer permit those languages. Not anymore. Not anymore. We know whom we are, and nobody is going to give us another name. So finally, we're going to take the last question that we're going to use to close this program today. And that last question today says, what should be Biafra top priority right now? Listen, what should be Biafra top priority right now? Number one, unity and recognition. No, unity and organization. Number one, unity and organization. Number two, international recognition. Number three, self-defense and security. And number four, economic empowerment. I take it again. What should be Biafra top priority right now? Number one, unity and organization. Number two, international recognition. Number three, self-defense and security. And number four, economic empowerment. Anyone you choose, you give us reasons why you think that is supposed to be our top priority. When you choose, give us the reason why you feel that should be our top priority. Let us start from our sister Ijoma. Go ahead and give us your answer. And as you do that, you can equally include your closing remark from there. We're going to close from there.
Okay.
Go ahead and
okay. Thank you for giving me the mic again.
And thank you for all the Biafrans that are present and those that will watch later. Our greatest and the highest priority at the stage we are today is supposed to be self-defense and security. Because if we intensify our self-defense, the enemy will understand that they are in another man's territory. And when the enemy understood where they are and borrow a leave, our security will come. Because the enemy in our midst is our insecurity. So for me, in this very point where we are now, found ourselves after our declaration, is self-defense and security. Thank you, Biafra'S. I wish our government the best. I wish open doors to them favor. I wish all Biafra'S to open their hearts. Do not follow individual. See your future generation. Remember that the country where you are, people built it. One of our songs said, a country that is good, now people build them. Now citizens build them. You are one citizen of the United States of Biafra. So if you like where you are, I'm talking to our people that are in the West. Remember, it's not this generation that you are saying good morning and good afternoon to that made that place what it is. The people that built that place are no longer here. Can you be one that will remember in the future when you are not there? Like Dora Akunyere said, be an elder that will plant a tree that children will go under to take a shade. When you understand that, you will be able to stand on the truth. And this will be very fast. Do not follow individual. Do not follow noise. Follow the truth. Do your research in truth and honesty. Leave whatever you think in your head in the past. Forge in for the future. Watch what is happening around the world. Also, Baba Kebi by Eche. Who is Nigeria to start telling people that Igbos are this? Who will have your time? How many in Megweru as it is today? If not for anything, let us put our eyes there. Can we buy this Megweru? Umunemundi Diego with an egun. With an egun zone ndi na mazonwa. Anye chukwu ji onye obuna ego. Onye obuna chukwu nyere go onye ho giako end there with you and your good friends. Onye giako end there with you and the project of God around you. And one of it is this. With an egun. Ụmụazị ahụ na-enweghị nne, ụmụazị ahụ anaghị eje school, ụmụazị ahụ bad governance ji their talent na-atarishi ka ị bụrụ onye Chukwu nna Chukwu amasị n'elu bịa nyere anyị aka. And many of us we know that it's all Chukwu Okike Obiama all the way. Majority of ndị Igbo will be suffering and will be calling this God, and he saw us through. When he saw you through, you have to see another truth, because that is the spirit of a Biafran. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, our beloved sister. You have spoken well. We appreciate you. And you have made a choice, and you said it is security. You said it is self-defense and security. That is what you chose, and you gave your reasons. And Biafrans are listening, and I appreciate you for that very contributions, your reason, and why you chose that. Everyone with us here, both on the comment section and those who are watching and those who are going to watch later, these questions is for all of us to answer. And our brother S.O. gave an answer to the previous question, which I didn't read out. I just saw it now. He said, unity is not possible, but determination of a few towards actualization of Biafra self-preservation projects is possible. Waiting for unity is more. Waiting for unity to move forward is backwardness. You would always have saboteurs. I take it again. Unity is not possible, but determination of a few towards actualizing Biafra self-preservation projects is possible. Waiting for unity to move forward is backwardness. You would always have saboteurs. So you have heard the response of our brother S.O. on the comment section, and he has spoken his mind and his opinion, and it is welcome and appreciated. So let's go to our beloved sister Ojugo. our sister Ojugo to take the stance and give us her own submission on this very question. What should be Biafra top priority right now?
I think my own take, I would say unity and organization.
Okay.
And I'm choosing that to be the priority because, like our people say, when there is unity and we organize, it's easy for security to come in. Because may imagine where you're united, like holding your hands all together. Nobody can penetrate that. That's security right there. That's defense right there. And when you are united and something is happening to your neighbor, and the neighbor say, "Hey, because you are united," others will answer. So that's why I think unity and organization, when we are united, we will go as one and organize people to approach international people, and they will see, oh, these people are united and they are well organized, and security itself will fall immediately. That economy falling immediately. So my take is unity and organization. And my talk this morning and my last speech, this morning will be, make it as a slogan, Biafra first. Self-control, self-sacrifice. We have two models, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that sacrificed everything, Simon Ekpa, that sacrificed everything. Have self-control of yourself. Do not allow things, pleasures of this world to take you out of track. Self-control. When something controls you, you are going against the first commandment. You will not have another God beside me. That's what it means. Self-control. Biafra first. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our beloved sister. You have made your choice, and that is wonderful. You gave a very, very strong reason why we should focus on unity and organization. I appreciate you for your explanation.
Your phone has been blowing my phone.
That information for
everyone. And it's not good.
Understand.
I keep turning it off.
Sister, mute. You are making a little noise, please.
I've muted her. So, my fellow Biafrans that are watching, you have had her own point. Every one of us are entitled to our various opinions. And those who are in charge of the affairs of Biafrans are listening to us. They are paying attention. And the voice of the people matters a lot. The opinion of the masses matters a lot. So some of these things we do, or the polls that have been done online, or some questions we ask, you don't know how far it's going to get. It can help to call somebody's attention to what's is supposed to be done that has not been done. It can help to call people attention to change direction. It can help to call people attention to either increase or stand firm where they are. So it is important. That is why we are doing what we are doing now, and we've tried as much as possible to change our mode of presentation of our programs. We ask questions, discuss topics that will make people engaged, that will make Biafrans to think deeply. Just like I said yesterday, that we can no longer be following sheepishly. You need to digest every single thing you hear or you say. Watch deeply. Don't just be carried away by grammar or by speeches or by words. Look at things critically. search for results and look at the implication of what is happening and look at things that you can be able to see. There are a lot of things that you can be able to lay your hand on to be able to reach conclusion on your decision. You don't just wake up and follow sheepishly and decide because your brother or your sister or the person you are watching on YouTube or the person you are following or whatever is doing certain things, just follow. You need to think critically to be able to stand the ground and defend whatever you think you are doing. It is very important, and that time is now because of the challenges ahead. As I said before, the politicians are changing narrative on the ground. Don't ever forget that, and we will not allow them to change that narrative. Today, they are painting us to be the evil one, while they claim to be the good ones. And we know that that is not true. So our brother Orwe Bechukwu, take your time and give us your suggestion, and you add it with your closing remark as we try to round up and draw the curtain. We have tried today.
My brother, I have nothing more to say. Just that I try to follow up, and likewise, I see what people are doing. I'm so much happy, even for the work people are doing, and there's no any other thing. It's just may God give you people strength to continue the work people are doing, and at last will be the winner. I have much things to say. Yeah, may God bless all of you.
You see, thank you so much, our beloved brother Orwe Ebubechukwu. Orwe Ebubechukwu. That's a very wonderful name. That is one of the things that is making us to continue to move forward, even when we know that when it looks impossible, when we remember that God can do anything.
Exactly.
Orwe Ebubechukwu. You cannot underestimate Orwe Ebubechukwu. When we remember that, even when it looks everywhere looks dark, as if nothing is possible, when we remember always move forward, we continue to go without looking back. Thank you so much, my beloved brother, for joining us today and your wonderful, wonderful contribution. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And I have to read out also the contribution of our beloved brother S.O. S.O. said, organization of government and security is the priority. Ngozi is achieving. No, don't write Ngozi. You write with her initials and her office. That is how we talk here, and how we talk about people. We give them that respect and regard whenever we are writing. Because when you write Ngozi, I don't know whether if you're talking about someone else. The Ngozi I know that can be able to come into our discussion on this very place, that is Dr. Ngozi Orabweze, the Deputy Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra. So when you are writing about her next time, please try to put her initials so that we respect everybody. That is one of the things we hold very dear in this very place. It doesn't matter whether you disagree with somebody or you don't agree with the person, whether you don't like the person, whether you like the person so much that the person you have become so familiar that you can no longer regard the person. No, we have to officially, we have to be civil in everything we do on this platform, because you don't know who is watching. The whole world is paying attention. Even though you might look, you say only 36 people watching us, there are only people watching us. You don't know how far this information is going to get to. So when you are writing, address people with their initials and their office. It will be very, very important for us to make our point very clear. So our brother said, organization of government and security is the priority. Dr. Ngozi Orabweze is achieving this, but people are confusing it for Madam. You must bow. The centralization of the military is in this line. Okay, so that is his own contribution. He has made his contribution, and it is being noted, and everybody here has the right to their opinion, has the right to their thought. The reason we always speak out, everybody bring their thought. People that are listening to us, both Biafrans and non-Biafrans, we go back, sit back, digest everything we have said, sleep over it. Then they will come out with their own objection or their own decisions. Because whatever decision you take at the end of the day, you will be held responsible for your decision. That is one thing we should never forget. Nobody's going to say because you came to my platform or you listened, that was why you misbehaved, and for that you will not be punished. You will punish the choose survivor. No, it's not going to happen. Likewise, nobody's going to say because you came to choose survivor's platform where he was talking and you said that was why he decided to misbehave. No, nobody will hold you accountable. I will be held accountable for any action or decision I make. Likewise, you yourself. That is why we give opinions. You are entitled to yours. Bring it on. Bring on your superior argument. Once we dig into it deep, people will go now and make up their mind on the decision to make. So I appreciate everyone that have participated on this very program today, and we will continue to take this part to engage everybody and also the people of the world that are watching us, so they wouldn't come and think that we are only here to analyze ourselves and to castigate ourselves, attack ourselves, push propaganda and blackmail unnecessary. We have to be discussing deep things that concerns us. And I pray that Chukwu Okike will continue to guide and protect every single one of us. My fellow Biafrans, we have spoken, we have reflected, and now we must act. Acting is one thing. Acting, very, very important. History is watching you. History is watching me. The world is watching us. But most importantly, our children and generation yet unborn are watching you and I. Always remember this. Very important. Division will bury the dream of Biafra. Unity will preserve it. The choice is ours. The choice is ours. Not tomorrow, not next year, but now. We must make that decision. So I leave you with this very charge. Let every Biafran become a voice of unity, a defender of truth, and a protector of our future. Because together, nothing can destroy us. But apart, everything will consume us. Biafra must live, and Biafra will live. If we choose unity of purpose, the time is now. No more excuses. My fellow Biafrans, we must do what we have to do, and the time is now. There's no more waiting. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all of us. I was hearing, I think, Sister Ojubo, you want to say something?
Yes, I want to say thank you so much, and for that kind of diversion that you made, bringing in that questions, and then we are giving these answers. That's why when we say, we think, how do I make things better? How do I make things better? I really thank you for, that change, from what we normally do, bringing in these questions, and it helps us to think. We contribute. And then if you can post it on your, I don't know if you have S handle, then we'll vote on it. Or YouTube, we'll vote on it. Let's see what people are thinking and what Biafrans are thinking. So I really thank you for that line of that direction that you're going. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my beloved sister. Without you people here, it will be almost impossible for me to be coming online and spend almost 4 good hours, sometimes more than 4 hours. Without the panels that are joining me here, every single one of you, it will be almost impossible. I know how difficult it is for me to push it alone. Sometimes when I come and I push it alone, I want to cut it short and I push it up to 2 hours. It is not easy. It's not easy. So whenever people are on the platform contributing and doing it, we push it even 4 and more than 4 hours. It is very, very amazing. And I appreciate every single panelist that all join me from time to time. I appreciate every one of you. And those on the comment section, my brother S.O., even though we had a disagreement today, expect disagreement to happen. It's in certain issues. Even my panelists here, sometimes we do disagree, but I'm not going to attack them and say, why did you say this? I don't say, no, I don't do that. Even when you say something I don't agree with, that will not stop me from pushing my point. I will push my own point, then allow the Biafra'S to digest it and go out with the main information. And that is the line I chose to take. So everybody should be making their own contribution, providing information. You don't know who is watching. You never can tell. You never can tell who is watching. So more importantly, people who have superior argument, even if you don't believe what I believe, it doesn't matter the camp where you belong, even if you don't believe in Biafra, even if you don't believe in Biafra, even if you're from other part of the world, you are not even an African, and you have a superior argument or a direction you want to, or something you have heard about us that you are not too sure about, you are curious, you want to ask, feel free to join us on this platform anytime. Send in a request, we're going to bring you in, give you all the time in the world with respect. We don't come here to insult anybody. Make sure you don't insult us, because we cannot fold our hands while you insult us. The only thing that can make us to either kick you out or stop you from talking is when you come with insult. Try as much as possible to be civil, even if you're angry with us. At a point, if you make your anger known to us and we find out we are faulty, we apologize. But don't come here with insult. So I appreciate every single one of us that have been part of this program. And thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for participating. Thank you for your support. Everyone that have been supporting to make it event. We will continue to grow. A time will come, we take it to a different level where we'll be inviting speakers, people who are not even Biafra'S, people with other ideology, people that have different ideology from us. Those who feel they have superior argument. If they don't come to us, a time will come, we will go and search for them and bring them. So we want to walk away from anything that has to do with attacking ourselves, talking down ourselves, saying things that doesn't really add up anything to what we are doing. Paying attention to irrelevant people and making them relevant. We have helped so many irrelevant people to remain relevant on social media today. Unknowingly, directly and indirectly. And I hope we are going to go away from that by the special grace of Chukwu. Thank you so much for being part of this program. May Chukwu be our guide and protect everybody that have participated, more especially people in Biafra land. No accidental discharge will catch you. We pray for your safety and security. Chukwu will continue to guide you, protect you all the time. We pray for our leaders, everyone that is in that leadership, our leaders. We pray for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding for the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Muzo President. We pray for Mazi Simon Ekpa. And we pray that Chukwu will guide him and protect him. We pray for a miracle in his head. By next month, we want to see him. We want him to be our celebration next month. Wherever you are, continue to put Mazi Simon Ekpa in prayer. There is power in prayer. Don't ever ignore that. The foundation of this very struggle was laid in prayer. So don't forget to pray for Mazi Simon Ekpa, because we know that the powers we are fighting are not just physical, they are also spiritual. The global conspiracy is too heavy. He has not committed any crime. They were not even able to prove anything. They were not able to convict him. But at the same time, because the government of the world is in the hand of satanic people, they can do anything. So never forget to pray for Mazi Simon Ekpa. We are expecting testimony, celebration in September. No evil will stop that. We pray that Chukwu will continue to guide him, protect him, secure him, give him good health, make him stronger than ever. And we also pray for our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We pray that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will have strength. We pray for good health. We pray for healing. We pray for revelations. We pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that wherever he is, we protect him. We also pray that October will be the last time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be in detention. We pray that October will be the elastic limit. At that time, there is no other place to go. No other angle to move at. It is to let him go. I believe that Chukwu will answer us. No weapon formed or fashioned against us as Biafra'S shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our leaders shall prosper. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I will see you again later in the day by the special grace of Chukwu. and tomorrow same time. Stay blessed and see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.